Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I love this.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Koob.
I'm Zachary Kubusch, and you're up today. You know what, Reid? You might be honest.
All right, here's what's going on in the Nest.
Is that you, Frederic? Trent Frederic, still a member of the Edmonton Oilers. We shall discuss. We'll break down the trade with the Boston Bruins. Got a bit of a scouting report from a gentleman I know who covers the Boston Bruins. I'll read that to you. And the Oilers take on the Anaheim Ducks tonight at Rogers Place. It is a 7 o'clock game, so our Oil Stream GCL Diesel pregame show will start at 6 with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, and then they'll jump on after the game as well. Sorry, Jay, I have a lot of papers here.
It's a paper day.
I have a lot of papers all over my desk.
It's a paper day, Reid. It's okay.
Here's how we expect the Oilers to line up tonight. McDavid centering Nugent Hopkins and Hyman. Draisaitl between Arvidsson and Savoy. Henrique centering Janmark and Brown. Kapanen with Podkolzin and Perry. So Jeff Skinner comes out. Defense, well, it turns out they're fine. Cam Dineen, hey, back to Bako, buddy. Just wanted you here if we needed you. We don't need you. Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with Klingberg, Kulak with Emberson. So Stetcher scratched on the back end. Calvin Pickard will get the start in goal. His second straight start against the Ducks in his career. He's 3-3 with a 2.86 GAA and a 904 save percentage. As for the Ducks, who did beat the Oilers earlier this year in Anaheim. Remember, they played each other just before the new year and just after, and they split those two games. Ryan Strome between Vetrano and Troy Terry. Very interesting stat about Troy Terry I'm going to get to in a few minutes. Leo Carlson with Zegras and Killorn. Mason McTavish between Cutter Gauthier and Sam Colangelo. Lundestrom between Ross Johnston and Harkins on defense. Lacombe, and perhaps the biggest hunk of beef in the National Hockey League, Radko Gudas. Well, he is a big hunk of beef. Zellweger and Trubar together. Dumoulin and Hellison. Dostal in net. So John Gibson is the backup. No, everybody, I don't expect John Gibson to start in goal for the Oilers tonight. Somebody I was talking to was hoping for a pregame trade and that Gibson would lead the Oilers out onto the ice. I don't think that's going to happen. The Oilers did make a trade today. Here are the particulars of it. So we actually have 3 trades to go through to tell you how this happened. Are you ready, Jay?
Aye, Captain.
The Bruins trade Trent Frederic with 50% salary retention to the New Jersey Devils in exchange for an unsigned draft choice by the name of Petr Hauser. New Jersey then trades Frederic to the Oilers, retaining 50% of the salary, and get unsigned draft choice Shane Lachance. Then Boston trades Max Jones, a former Duck, and the previously acquired Petr Hauser to Edmonton in exchange for Max Wanner, St. Louis's second-round pick in 2025. The Oilers have that, and Edmonton's own fourth-round selection in 2026. So that's how the Oilers wind up with Jones and Frederic. Just quickly on Frederic, he's on IR. I saw John Shannon post that he's maybe 3 weeks or so away from playing. So with the salary retention, I mean, the Oilers are only paying him about $600,000, a little less than that. And to me, he is possibly a more physical player who could score a little bit and can play in your bottom 6 if healthy, which right now he isn't. But I get the sense we'll see him before the end of the regular season. All right. Those are the headlines today. We'll guide you through all of that, get you ready for the game tonight, and hopefully have a few laughs along the way, Jay.
I think that's going to happen.
I think as well, that it will as well. First of all, if you would like to email me The address is reid at edmontonsportstalk.com. I often get your limericks submitted there. If you would like to text the program, it is 780-218-9999. That is the inbox for River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. And if you are taking in the show on YouTube, which includes a video element, Jay, it's sort of like an online television. Put yourself up there. That's why it's called YouTube. I think that's how they came up with the name.
You think so?
Probably. If you're taking in the show there, you can chat with us, but more importantly with each other in the nasty chat, the chat on YouTube, the diabolical dialogue, and give us a thumbs up as well as we endeavor to get to 155 thumbs every day to get a double word of the day at the end of the show.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Yes, that's our call to action.
Get this.
What?
YouTube is a combination of the words you
Yes?
and tube.
Thank you, Jay.
You refers to the users who create content for the site. So I
Right.
think that's you and I.
Right?
And tube is slang for television.
That's right.
It makes so much
That's
sense.
right. When televisions were somewhat tube-shaped.
Weren't they tube fed?
Yeah, there was like a cathode ray tube? Did I say that right? There must be a television historian listening somewhere.
There must.
By the way, the audio stream, you access it through our website, edmontonsportstalk.com. You can get it on the TuneIn Radio app, on the iHeartRadio app. And I tell you this, even though you're already listening, to let other people know how they can take in the station. I mean, we're 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. live and local every day. We were talking about the Frederic trade earlier on the oil. Well, I guess on the lock shop. It came down right after I ended the hangout today. But by the way, I had a blast on the hangout. I was filling in for Matt and Tom. Trev was with me. We had film producer Adam Scorgi in the hangout room. What do you call that room? The hangout room? That almost makes it sound dangerous.
The hangout studio.
The hanging room. Don't call it that. Oh, the hangout studio. Yes, the hangout studio. And Kevin Martin was there as well. Not the curler, a guy I've referred to lots of times on the air over the years that maybe people were starting to wonder, is he actually real? He was real. The Lobby is the name of his video store. What was it? 10815 82nd Avenue? It's just by the Royal Bank there. Go downstairs. It's an incredible spot. So I had a great time on the hangout with those two guys. Oh, thanks. Jasmine put in the nasty chat. Great hangout. I believe the first time Jasmine has ever complimented me.
Probably.
6 months of knowing her and being her coworker.
I thought that was a great hangout, too.
Thank you.
That's the first thing I said to you when I walked in the doors. It was must listen to, much watch. My question to you is, how many times do you think you said, not the curler, today?
I've probably said it a half dozen times.
At least. That's got to be a personal
I think
best.
on the show I said
Lifetime.
it 3 or 4 times. Yeah.
That's a lifetime PB for
Well,
Reid
yeah, when
Wilkins.
people hear Kevin Martin, what do you think of?
Of course.
Is there a poker player named Kevin Martin? That's what Jen just put in. I don't know. I don't follow poker. The only poker player I can name is it Negreanu?
Yep.
Is he a teacher? Is that the guy that was a teacher and then started playing poker?
Oh, I don't know.
Wasn't there one of them that was a teacher? Or was that Johnny D, the comedian? Not Johnny D. What's his name? Jerry D?
Jerry D.
Yeah, Jerry D. Wasn't he a teacher? I thought somebody was a teacher.
Yeah, but he's not a poker player.
Oh, I thought he played poker too.
Jerry D is an actor.
But didn't he also play poker? Did he do poker commercials? My brain could just be completely muddled. That's also possible.
Muddled. Bonus word, muddled.
Oh, muddled is quite a common word.
Not really. How many times have you used the word muddled?
I've used it before.
Just because you've used it does not mean it's especially you, does not mean it's a common word.
Well, fair enough.
You
Maybe
know.
I'll try and use it thrice today.
Okay.
Anyway, we're live and local 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. all day. We were talking about the Frederic trade as it was being reported and announced by the Oilers earlier today. So we got you covered. So we need your help. We're doing everything we can to promote the station, promote Edmonton Sports Talk. You can help us out as well. Tell your friends, tell like-minded individuals, tell people who might say, man, I heard about that trade at 11 and I didn't know who was talking about it. Baby, we're talking about it. And we're talking about it all day long.
There's
Jen,
apparently a lot of Kevin Martins.
Yeah, Jen says Kevin Martin is a Canadian poker player and was on Big Brother Canada.
Yeah, that's what Brandon said. Reality TV star Kevin Robert Martin. Tyler in Terwilliger says, don't forget about the Houston Rockets / Sacramento Kings legend, the sharpshooter, Kevin Martin, as well.
JCD 780 says, Jerry D is an actor who played a teacher in a TV show and has also played poker at least once. But I thought there was somebody who was actually a teacher and then either became a comedian or a poker player.
Oh, I'm sure
With Jerry D, wasn't Jerry D actually a teacher? There, Castor 1990. Jerry D was a teacher, star of Mr. D, and did commercials for a poker site. Bam, my brain has not deceived me.
You are right.
My brain's on the right track, baby.
Oh, isn't it nice to be suddenly so highly regarded?
All right. Well, a lot of excited people out in the office today.
Big trade.
It's a big trade. Everybody's like, oh, Shay, should I get a Trent Frederic home or away jersey? Or maybe the alternate they're going to use next year, and I should get them on that.
Yeah, hold off.
It is a game day, so we have a contest. It is the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. You know what? I'm going to give a hint today. It's not Trent Frederic, okay? Because maybe people are thinking, oh, Reid's going to just make the new guy. Because he's going to, we would think
it's
he
so
would make it the new guy.
That they're going to put it right in our faces.
Trent Frederic is not going to be Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game.
I don't like that you did that.
No?
Nope.
I didn't tell you I was going to do that.
You've been the stickler.
I have been.
Now you're muddling this whole contest.
I am a stickler for rules. It's probably kind of annoying. You must text. Well, actually, I didn't come up with that rule. That's just a rule. You must text. Well, because it wouldn't make sense to put it in the nasty chat because you could help other people win. So you must text your guesses to the River Cree Resort and Casino hotline, 780-218-9999. Okay? Hudson's Canada's Pub. You're invited down tonight for the Oilers game. You can also join them Fridays and Saturdays after 9 p.m. Late night happy hour specials. Food starting at $4. Drinks from $3.75. Book your reservation now at hudsonscanadaspub.com. So you got to text in your guesses, and I give a clue. I give a series of clues throughout the show, and once somebody gets it, that person wins the $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. Sound
that easy?
It's pretty straightforward. It's a pretty straightforward contest. The first clue is top 10 draft pick. The first clue is top 10 draft pick. Now, I will offer nothing else. I won't say anything else, Jay.
That's a great clue. That might be one of our finer number one clues.
I think it was your idea, wasn't it? We worked on this one together because I almost forgot about it again.
NBD, bro.
NBD. Yes, I do see that goaltender Vitek Vanacek being held out for the Sharks tonight to be traded. I don't think he's coming to Edmonton, but I guess we'll see. Is every fan base like that? As soon as they see a player's available, they just think, well, he's coming here. Yeah, we're getting him.
I don't know if you just automatically assume the player's coming to Edmonton, but you do wander down that road a fair bit. Go for a little stroll down the lane and wonder, is this
lane
actual,
of what if?
The lane of what if?
What if alley?
It's a beautiful time for just in sports in general, but specifically the NHL. This week of mystery and intrigue and breaking news.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
I'd like a trade to break on this show.
What broke yesterday? Oh, just the Deneen stuff, which wasn't really a huge story.
Well, and I traded for lunch and donuts.
You even know what you actually traded?
Yeah.
What?
A Glue Crew hoodie, if there's one available.
Oh, that's for the donuts and the sandwiches?
Yeah.
But you don't remember the other trade you made?
Yeah, I do.
What is it?
Bruh.
And with who?
It's with Chris Sadaway.
Okay.
It's for a Brody digitized copy of their CD, our CD.
Yeah.
For a signed Taylor Hall picture, which I will prominently display in the studio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm just going to drill a hole right in the wall.
Hey, by the way, can we see if there's curling on the ESTV?
Of course we
can.
can.
We can do it during the commercial.
Of course, that's what the ESTV is
to
for.
Watch live sports during the show, because I complained to the point that a listener gifted us a television. Dustin didn't even have to go buy one. I'll tell you what, Jay. I'll do the off-topic topic at 3:20.
Sounds like a plan.
Because I just want to touch on something here, and we will look a little closer at Trent Frederic. We have some comments from Hyman and Knoblauch coming up today. Oh, and Adam Henrique as well when we get to the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel. So there's been discussion throughout the year of the hit stat. Okay?
It's been discussed recently.
Because wasn't there a game earlier in the season the Oilers had 3 hits? And it was like, oh my God, they're the wimpiest team in the history of the NHL. Now, I have said that when it comes to some of the secondary stats or the more detailed stats, blocked shots, I think, can easily be traced. Shots that go wide can easily be traced. I think face-off percentage is relatively accurate, though sometimes it's the help of your wingers, not just how the center does. Giveaways and takeaways and hits, I quite frankly don't pay a lot of attention to, because I do think there's a little bit of subjectivity to those. Now, I'm not trying to say that the stats that have the Oilers as a lower hit team are misleading necessarily, because I do think, based on how they've played and on my observation, and I think the observation of many others, and some of the players they've lost over the past couple of years, or like Evander Kane, who aren't available, they aren't as physical a team. And we've even talked about the McDavid and Draisaitl don't seem to be laying the body as much as they have in past regular seasons.
But it's also been suggested that this is a game plan. This is
could be,
from the head coach.
But I just want to bring this up because Jay and I always look at some of the stats from the game notes every day. Maybe some people have noticed this. And I showed this to Jay right away, and I said, okay, you have to look at this.
It's impossible. This is unbelievable. I know you don't like to use that word. This is, quite frankly, unbelievable.
It's borderline unbelievable. So Troy Terry, who is Anaheim's leading scorer, is a very good player. He has 45 points in 54 games for Anaheim. He's +5. I'm just giving you some of his stats. He has 128 shots, 13.3% shooting percentage, plays 18.59 per game. According to the stats on the game notes, these are the ones kept by the NHL, Troy Terry has 5 hits this season. I didn't misspeak there. People are probably sitting like, sorry, do you mean you have 5 hits in February?
No.
He according to the NHL, he has 5 hits this season. Now, some players are they have Leon Draisaitl at 19 hits. So Leon's about a hit every 3 games. Troy Terry is about a hit every 10th game.
10.8 to be exact.
Just for some context, now Frank Vetrano, who's the Ducks' second leading scorer, has 133 hits. The big slab of beef, Radko Gudas, has 206 hits. Troy Terry has 5. The players over 100 for the Oilers are Podkolzin at 133 and Nurse at 110. Nugent Hopkins is the low guy of the players who have played almost every game. He has 7. Oh, Connor Brown only has 13. Pardon me, Connor Brown 13. So I get it. Some players aren't that physical, but to be an NHL player and to be credited with 5 hits, I'm not sure what a hit is.
Well, that stands out, obviously. That is
he might as well have 0 hits if he has 5.
But you'd think as an NHL player, you can at least average 1 hit a game.
You would think so.
It's a physical game.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know how many players on the Oilers have averaged at or around 1 hit per game? 4.
That's it, eh? Yeah. And
do you know how many have on the Ducks? 10.
Right.
Okay.
So maybe that does. Now, again, I'm not bringing this up to say that the Oilers are as physical as they have been in past years, because we know that they aren't. Just by watching them, you don't need the hit stat.
Well, they're actually the last team in the league for hits.
But I'm just saying,
by a glaring margin.
Are they? How much? I didn't even look at the team
so they're
totals.
32nd in the NHL. They've had 811 team hits.
Okay.
Anaheim, who they're playing tonight, is 12th with 1,385 hits. You know who's first?
Who would be first in hits? Wow, that's a good question. I'm going to say Philadelphia.
They've got a championship pedigree.
Tampa Bay. Florida. Okay.
1,753.
So double.
That's over double the hits that the Oilers have.
And maybe that's accurate. I just, again, I go to what's a hit.
Well, I do understand it's subjective based on if you're at home or on your road. That changes everything depending on who's keeping stats and how they're doing that. But when you look at all the teams together, you can't deny that because they've pretty much all relatively played the same amount of home and away games to a degree.
Right.
But we've discussed it. That's just missing from this team. It's not going to just appear magically with, bringing in a new player who's physical and big.
Right.
That's just the team they are.
A legal and forceful body-to-body contact that causes a player to lose possession of the puck, but doesn't necessarily involve a turnover of the puck. So if you bumped me and the puck went off my stick, but then I scrambled and got it back, you would still get a hit, even though my team keeps the puck. That's how I understand the definition.
Well, and the point of this was just to highlight 5 hits in 54 games.
I just feel like a player
Troy
like Troy.
Terry.
So if you're the leading scorer on your team, you probably have the puck more than anybody else on your team, which usually means you have the ability to get the puck somehow. So they're basically saying Troy Terry never does that on his own.
I wonder if you could bet on that. Troy Terry to register 1 hit tonight.
Over, under. Yeah.
Should
be an extreme long shot.
Should be.
Based on these. All right. So anyway, I just bring that up because I do think, and look, I see the NHL stats guys at Rogers Place every game. Many of them have been doing it a long time. I think they're doing their best. I just do think it varies from building to building. Like for a while, Dallas had the reputation of always leading the league in hits.
Well, just
it was like, oh yeah, they made sure. And stuff happens, but like I remember, so I know we got a break here right away. When I briefly worked for the Edmonton Drillers, I don't know if people remember that. I've mentioned it a few times. It was like the 99-2000 season. So I did media relations, and I didn't keep the stats, but I knew the people who kept the stats, and they had blocked shots. They didn't have hits, obviously. This was indoor soccer, but I would have players, like they would see me at a practice and they would say, hey, I saw that game sheet for the last game. Like I had 5 steals, not 3. And I'd be like, well, okay. But then one guy actually said to me, he's like, Reid, I get a bonus.
Sure.
I don't know. So, some buildings might be a little more lenient. And then but the Montreal team came to play the Drillers, and their media relations person was traveling. And he told me, he said, can you tell your guys to give our goalie like as many saves as possible because he's trying to make a bonus in his contract. We want him to lead the league in save percentage. So it's like, if there's one that's going wide, but maybe it would make sure it's a shot and not something that goes wide. And I was like, well, I can tell the stats guys, but I think they're going to do it the way they can. And he's like, yeah, but we can help out your guys. Would you guys come to? I was like, I'm not, like, seriously? So, I don't know how much that happens in the NHL, but
it doesn't just
some
happen
rinks are different.
In the NHL. I mean, Dusty has died on this hill several times that Michael Jordan won the NBA Defensive Player of the Year in 87-88 because his stats were inflated at home.
Maybe.
Right? His defensive stats. I mean, when you look at it, it is kind of glaring. So it's happened for a long time.
I've never looked at the stats for the year.
Oh, just talk to Dusty.
Michael Jordan won Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, he'd love to talk about it.
He was playing quarters with the guy that did the stats. All right. 780-218-9999 is how you chime in through the EST inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. You can email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com and, of course, keep chatting with us, but more often with each other in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, give us the thumbs up. If everybody clicked now, we would be, we might have a new show record, quite frankly. So don't delay. Don't be a pleasure delayer. If you're new to the show and you're like, well, I don't know if I want to give them a thumbs up. I've never listened before. Trust us, baby. We're here for a reason, okay? We're good. We'll dive a little more into the Trent Frederic trade. We got the Oil Understood coming up. Here comes Brendan.
The Oilers not waiting around for deadline day as they bring in Trent Frederic and Max Jones from the Boston Bruins. The Oilers move out draft picks and prospects to both the Bruins and the Devils, who ate salary for the remainder of the year on Frederic contract. The Oilers are back at home as they welcome the Ducks to Rogers Place. Get set for puck drop with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas right here on EST for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show starting at 6 p.m. 10 other games around the NHL featuring the Flames wrapping up their road trip in Philly when they face off against the Flyers. The Islanders welcome the Jets, and Pittsburgh travels to Colorado. The Brier is live with Draw 9. Northern Ontario's Epping Rink is leading Carruthers Manitoba team 2-1 in the third end, and Brad Gushu's rink wearing the Canada sweaters leads Team New Brunswick 2-1 also in the third end. Over in the association, there are 9 games, including the Raptors, who are down in Orlando to tip off against the Magic. The Rockets hit the road to take on the Pacers, and Atlanta welcomes Milwaukee to town. This sports update is presented by Paramount Flooring. Proudly serving Edmonton area for over the last 30 years, their showroom offers all the best and latest in flooring, tiles, and area rugs. Tell them EST sent you for 10% off your next purchase in-store or online at ParamountFlooring.ca. More Reid and Jay after the break. I'm Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Food Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at foodsausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Food Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
The grand opening sale at Sit and Sleep is almost over. This is your last chance to take advantage of the special introductory sale prices on all mattresses. Stop in today for a free pressure point scan using cutting-edge technology so sleepologists can identify the perfect mattress for you. Right now, get free local delivery on any mattress over $7.99 and receive a free bamboo cooling mattress protector. Enjoy grand opening savings with every mattress on sale. Join us on location today for the final celebrations at Sit and Sleep in South Common next to Planet Fitness. Don't miss out. The grand opening sale ends soon.
Hey, thanks, Brendan. Great job giving me the cue to talk. My God.
Brendan's on fire
What
today.
an efficient practicum student he is. I'm going to have to write Chris Durham a kindly worded letter.
Well, Matt already passed him, I think, because he beat Tetris.
Have you already passed? Did you finish Tetris?
No, Matt did.
Matt did, and the deal was if he could crush that level in the next, 10 tries, next sitting, however long, I pass.
So
And he killed
something
it.
that has nothing to do with you allowed you to pass.
Nothing.
Wow.
Yep.
Matt Hyman in the nasty chat says, see how quickly I move on. Sorry, Brendan. Matt Hyman in the nasty chat says, hey, Reid, what about reverse hits? Do they count those? Well, no, because a hit would have to make a player lose possession of the puck. But it doesn't necessarily have to result in a turnover. That's how I understand a hit in the National Hockey League. Trent Frederic has been acquired by the Edmonton Oilers from the Boston Bruins. 3/4 of his salary have been retained, half by Boston, and then another half of that by New Jersey.
Half of the half, which is a quarter.
Right. Here's the quick summary. I asked someone who covers the Bruins for some notes on Trent Frederic. Here's the reply I got. Tremendous person, great team guy, tough, can play all three positions, can play matchup minutes and kill penalties if you need him to. Side note, the Oilers probably need him to when he's healthy. Good shot, doesn't use it enough. Had a career year offensively last season, couldn't find the same success this year. Ideal in a third-line role. Those are the notes on Trent Frederic that I got from somebody who covers the Boston Bruins. So take that for what it's worth. Somebody who's seen him play every day for, several seasons. And I think if, when healthy, and again, probably a couple weeks away from being able to play, maybe, 3 or so, if he plays on the Oilers, really either third or fourth line and kills penalties and is physical, talking about hits, then that's probably what the Oilers need. If he can chip in the occasional goal, great. This year, 8 goals, 15 points in 57 games, minus 14 for a Bruins team that isn't as good as it has been in past years. Last year, 18 goals, 40 points, plus 9. 2 years ago, 17 goals, 31 points, plus 28, if you believe in the plus-minus stat. So, listed as 6'3", 220. So given the price that they're paying, which is almost nothing in terms of NHL contracts, I guess the Oilers are looking at this and saying probably worth the gamble. But I also get it for Oilers fans who might be saying, Reid and Jay, we want more. We want a headline grabber.
Of course. Isn't that fair to suggest?
Yes.
I think why wouldn't Oilers fans be? And I think the letdown here is Oilers fans have been suffering through this season with Evander Kane. They have a bad taste in their mouth about this situation. And the 4 letters LTIR.
Right.
To suggest that another player that you've just brought in is now unable to play. But as we've learned more, this could be something 2 to 3 weeks out, yeah? So maybe it's not as bad as maybe some would have thought. And if you can upgrade, right now I'm looking at that and I'm saying that's an upgrade on Kapanen.
Right, that would probably be who would come out of the bottom 6.
Right? So it was just like, although Klingberg hasn't been blowing anybody's hair back, that is an upgrade on Stetcher, correct? I
still think Klingberg, though he hasn't been spectacular, is an upgrade on Stetcher. Yes.
So as long as you're slowly upgrading your team, you're only as strong as your weakest link. That's an old saying.
Right.
So if you're upgrading a 4th-line center, well, then that's a win. Same as Klingberg. Klingberg's was double what the Oilers are going to have to pay here.
Yeah. More than double, right? Because what do they have Klingberg's cap hit at?
What was it, 1.35?
Yeah, Frederic's cap hit is $575.
Right, so more than double.
And Klingberg's cap hit is $1.75. Yeah, so... Yeah, in terms of someone who could potentially play a role for the Oilers and be an upgrade in that role, then I think this trade is fine. I know you're giving up some draft picks and a prospect, Max Wanner, who maybe could have amounted to something someday, depth defenseman perhaps. But in terms of what Frederic can potentially bring, I'm thinking, okay, fine. I still hope there's another move. I still hope they do something on the back end. I just think you can never have enough security on the back end. And even if Klingberg were spectacular, I would probably be saying this. And then could you make a splash depending on, with a better forward, if you know what's going to happen with Kane or not, which I don't think they do. So I don't know about that. But
hey, could you discuss that for a second? Because we talked about this a couple shows ago and how the belief was because his contract is hidden right now in LTIR, that the Oilers wouldn't be getting anything out of that should they trade Evander Kane.
No, if they traded him, they would get most of that money available because he hasn't been on LTIR all season, right?
So it's been accruing.
That's how it was explained. Yeah. Yes, but he doesn't have to be on LTIR for them to have 5.1 available, right? Because he wasn't. Yeah, it accrues as well.
But it's not the whole value of his contract.
So there's 2 ways to look at the cap. On any individual day, your projection for the season can't be over the cap, okay? But you also accrue space if you're below the cap. So you could, after the trade deadline, you could on paper appear to be over the cap, but you're not actually going to be spending more money than you're allowed to spend in an individual year. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, but the way it was proposed to us was you get rid of, if you trade Evander Kane, you don't gain any cap space.
No, you would.
You would.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, I checked with somebody last night. Yeah, I know it's kind of,
well, that's a problem.
It's odd
for a fan, is to trying to keep up with all these dang numbers.
Well, I mean, Hart Levine from Puckpedia has been on this show. He's been on other shows on the station. He's pretty good at explaining stuff. But yes, the Oilers having all of Kane's money available is not dependent on him being on LTIR. They could trade him this week and then still have a chunk of that $5 million available. That's how it was explained to me. But it's the thing that appears to be maybe somewhat odd is you can't spend more than a certain amount of money for the whole season, but also on any individual day your projection can't be more than that certain amount, right? So you can't say, so I'll round off for the ease of chatting about it. If let's say the cap was $80 million, just to use an even number, and on November 22nd, if you added up all the annual valaries of our team's contracts, Jay, and we were at $81 million, the league would say that's an illegal thing. And we'd say, no. We're trading a $7 million player tomorrow. So we won't spend more than $80 million by the end of the year. They'd say, no. That's
got to be compliant throughout the year.
But then if all year long let's say another side of that is, it's an $80 million cap, and all season long, Jay, our team is $70 million. Okay, so we're accruing cap space, right? So then maybe at the end of the year or before the trade deadline, we could acquire a $12 million player. So it might look like on paper, they're $82 million, but they aren't, because we're not giving him all of the $12 million. If we're getting him for a quarter of the season, we're only giving him $3 million, right? So then we've only spent 73, not 80. Does that make sense? I hope I explained that properly.
Yeah, it's hard to navigate. It is, and thank God for Puckpedia,
which still does help, but there's still even subtleties within
there
that.
Is, right? Plumber Topher says, regarding the trade deadline, some teams are playing checkers, others are playing chess. The Oilers, however, are playing
Dungeons and Dragons.
Did he actually write that?
Yes.
And he knew you were going to fire the clip, didn't he?
He trusted me. He trusted me.
That is amazing. We got to do our off-topic topic for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. So when I printed up the game notes, Jay grabbed them, and in the top right corner, it tells you what NHL game number it is, not the team game numbers in the whole scope of the season. And Jay excitedly goes, "Oh my God, it's NHL game number 981." And I'm like, okay, like, is that a lucky number for you or something? He's like, "No, Reid, I'm just fooling around." And then I said, off-topic topic, we asked the audience their lucky number and why.
Yeah.
Do you have a lucky number and why? That is our off-topic topic. I wouldn't say that I do, nor does my brain really work like that.
I don't know that I have, a lucky number. What's that even mean?
Well, maybe something you think just works for you.
I have my favorite number, which is 8. It's always been 8. Well, no, it hasn't always been. That was a number I wore in my playing days, and that came from the great Tracy Ham.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I always thought that number looked great on him, and I thought, maybe it'll look great on me. Turns out it didn't look as good on me as it did on Tracy Ham.
You never rushed for 1,000 yards in a CFL season as a quarterback.
I was close, though.
But you played a defensive position.
That's right. So 8. 8 was mine. And truthfully, when we do get together and have events over at Century Casino, and we might wander over to the roulette table, right. 8 is always one of my numbers.
Now, see, and this is for me, it's based on something 35 years ago-ish, maybe a little more, because for most of my illustrious minor hockey career, I wore number 14. So if I went to a roulette table and someone gave me one chip and said, you got to put this on one number, I would just pick 14.
Well, then that's your number.
But it has not been lucky for me. It's just a number.
Well, to be determined. TBD, bro.
Yeah, see, that'll be another list. What is your fallback number?
My fallback number, would be 0 or 00.
On roulette. By the way, this doesn't just pertain to roulette.
Sure it does.
We're not complete gambling junkies. Yeah, nobody can have a favorite number
just
higher
hang on.
than 36, everybody. Yeah, 36 is the highest.
Well, if you're saying lucky, then maybe, I had a friend of mine who actually, we played Bears football together. He went down and he long snapped for the Green Bay Packers, or he tried out for the Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
He had 21 tattooed on his arm. That was his lucky number. And he played in a band called Red 21.
Oh, neat.
Like, how roulette junkie can you be to get Red 21 tattooed
Well,
on your
a
body?
blackjack number.
No, it was roulette based. Red 21.
Okay. Oh, it was actually red.
Mm-hmm.
Still one of the best Rick Riley lines of all time. I'm not saying Michael Jordan has a gambling problem, but he yells blackjack every time he scores his 21st point of the game. Mex says, I always wore 11 in basketball because it's symmetrical on the vertical lines. Made me look taller.
Before I was 8,
good.
I was 14 as well. There's a lot of people that were 14.
Oh, we have a lot in common, Jay.
Yeah.
We learn more about ourselves with each passing day.
I knew it. I just knew something.
You know what Spinal Tap's lucky number
What
was?
we do is if we need that extra push over the cliff, you know what we do?
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
They certainly do. You're going to hear from Chris Knoblauch. You're going to hear from Zach Hyman. You're going to hear from Adam Henrique. We want to continue to hear from you. 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino text line. Should I do another clue? I better so I don't forget. The Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game. You must text in your guesses. The first clue was top 10 draft pick. We didn't have a winner, did we?
No.
The second clue is 1992 champion. Okay? First clue, top 10 draft pick. Second clue, 1992 champion. We accept text guesses only. 3 guesses per phone number.
That's right.
Right, because you can't just keep guessing every athlete in the world. So it's easy for Jay to see how many times you texted in. Keep giving us the thumbs up on YouTube as well. We are tantalizingly close to 100 already, and we're only 42 minutes into the show. So let's go for 1:30 in the first hour. Let's put away the word of the day in the first hour. Don't be a pleasure delayer. Click it. Give us the thumbs up, the little Fonzie button right away. Here comes Brendan Eric updating your sports.
The Oilers not waiting around for deadline day as they bring in Trent Frederic and Max Jones from the Boston Bruins. The Oilers move out draft picks and prospects to both the Bruins and Devils, who ate salary for the remaining year on Frederic's contract. The Oilers are back at home as they welcome the Ducks to Rogers Place. Get set for puck drop with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas right here on EST for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, starting at 6 p.m. 10 other games around the NHL featuring the Flames wrapping up their road trip in Philly when they face off against the Flyers. Nashville heads to Boston, and Detroit welcomes Carolina to the Motor City. The Brier is live with Draw 11. Northern Ontario's Epping Rink and Team Carruthers out of Manitoba are tied at 2 in the fourth end, and Brad Goushew's rink, wearing the Team Canada sweaters, leads Team New Brunswick 6-1 in the fifth end. Jake Evans doesn't seem to be going anywhere as he inked a deal with the Canadiens that pays him $11.4 million through 28-29. And the Florida Panthers have come to terms with Jesper Broqvist on a 2-year extension worth $3 million. This sports update is presented by Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy. Get treated like a pro with their highly skilled crew, whether you're recovering from an injury or looking to enhance your performance. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. The Oil understood around the corner. I am Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Do you have pets? Horses? Chickens? Did the place you used to get your feed recently close down? Have no fear. Clover Bar Feeds is here. Whether it's dogs, cats, horses, or chickens, Clover Bar Feeds has you covered. Offering a large variety of food and feed, you can trust the experts at Clover Bar Feeds. They've been family owned and operated for over 60 years. This means you can expect nothing less than top-notch service and selection. Come visit them at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park or visit them online at cloverbarfeeds.com.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. All right, thanks for tuning in this afternoon. It's 3:47, along with Jason Milne. I'm Reid Wilkins on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. We are with you until 6. Then we hand the stream over to Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. The first two clues in the Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game, top 10 draft pick and 1992 champion. To those of you putting your picks in the nasty chat, I'm not saying if you're right or wrong. I'm just saying you can't win in the nasty chat. You must text it to 780-218-9999. Fair? Hernan's like, yep. Like Hernan would disagree with me. I don't know, Reid. I think they should be allowed to mail it. Somebody also said, can you play the click song? Wow, by request.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
All right, that is so. That's a reminder to give us the thumbs up on YouTube. People are great with the thumbs. Though I sense this week for some reason there's not the urgency. It's a little bit of complacency with the thumbs. Get rocking and rolling. Thumb it. Don't delay.
Go, baby.
Don't delay. Make everybody. You're not just making us happy. You're making the world happy. Yeah.
Must you click?
You're making Tom Thumb happy.
There.
You're making Grogu happy.
Do it for the thumbs.
The little baby Yoda from The Mandalorian.
What you said.
You know what? Did you ever watch that show?
What do you think?
No.
No.
Do you know who Yoda is?
I do.
Okay. Mark Hamill presented at the Oscars.
Did he?
Yeah, and they played the theme to Star Wars as he walked out, and he came up to the mic and he goes, I told them they should play the theme from Jaws.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. All right. Do you want to do some off-topic submissions?
Yeah, we should
a little
probably
bit of
get
lighter
to a
side
couple.
stuff, and then we'll dive into the Oilers clip. So our off-topic topic for William Huff is your lucky number and why.
Sean writes in and says, I also like 8 because sideways, it's infinity.
Oh, that's deep, man.
That's deep, baby. 100% the same, Reid. My favorite is number 15 from wearing it in minor hockey, but I cannot say it has brought any luck. That comes from Leon's body language.
From Leon's body language? That's the handle of the texter?
Yes.
Well, Leon has happy body language and angry body language. So that could be a happy or upset texter.
Corey B. When I was 12 years old, I won the opportunity to be the first person to climb the rock climbing wall at my school by guessing the number 7. So that was my number for quite a while. After becoming an Oilers fan, Ethan Moreau was my favorite player, so 18 became my go-to number. Now, ever since I joined the cult, I mean the Nasty Club, my number will forever be number 43. I don't really have a choice now as I have it tattooed on my arm.
And that's Corey B that got a full Edmonton Sports Talk tattoo on his leg, though, wasn't it?
Yes, and that's Corey B that delivered a D100.
Oh, yeah. Where is the D100?
It's in the bullpen.
Hey, Hernan, can you grab the D100?
We're
going to roll,
and
it'll be the favorite number of this show.
Yes.
All right. That'll be... Now, Jay's hoping it's between 1 and 36.
I desperately am.
So he can bet on it every lap.
I could still divide it by 2 or 3.
That's
whatever.
True. You could make it work.
We can make it work.
But we will roll the D100, and that'll be the favorite number.
Brendan,
for this show.
what's your guess that the number's going to be?
Oh, jeez.
21.
Ooh, spicy. I'm guessing 16.
49. Thank you, Hernan. All right, official roll. Where should I do it? Gotta be careful. Okay, we got to make sure it doesn't. This is the official roll to determine the lucky number for the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne. So that whenever something comes up where we got to determine something, we randomly need a number, we default to this one. Get it? It's a very it's almost stopped. We got it. 30. No.
71.
71 is the official lucky
so
number.
Heavy.
Yeah, it is. It is quite a die, though. But yeah, it's hard. Like it does have 100 sides, but they're very small sides. First time, the people watching or listening for the first time today are like, "What is going on?" They have a D1. It's a 100-sided die. Who doesn't have one at work? Get one for your office, everybody. All right, let's dive into the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel? Understood. Okay. So first of all, the Trent Frederic trade, we broke that down for you. The Oilers also got Max Jones in the deal. The Oilers giving up a second-round pick this summer, originally belonging to St. Louis. Max Warner, prospect on D, and Edmonton's own fourth-round selection in 2026. As for the game tonight, it will be Calvin Pickard in net, making his second straight start after really a spectacular third period in Carolina on Saturday. Here is head coach Chris Knoblauch.
Yeah, I think both goaltenders have been playing really well. Picks has just really come up big, especially last game against Carolina. I think he's won his last 12 of his 14 starts, quality starts too, all but probably one of them. This is not a slight on Skinner. It's just a reward for our backup goalie who's been playing extremely well and being able to win games. So, so we felt that it was right that he got the start today.
We talked about it. I think the consensus was that most fans would have started Pickard tonight. But we weren't, at least I wasn't totally sure what Knoblauch was going to do, since Pickard really hasn't started back-to-back games. And since, I think the Oilers believe, at least the coaches and the managers, that Skinner is the number one goaltender and that he'll get the bulk of the action, if not all the action, in the postseason. But I'm glad they're recognizing Pickard's coming off a hot game that ended a losing streak, during which I know Skinner lost 4 of the 5, but Pickard wasn't any good in his start either. But he put it together on Saturday night. So Pickard is the goaltender.
And this isn't a controversy. This is not, we're going to see who's hot, who's got the hot hand going forward. I think it's clear that Stu Skinner is the team's number one goalie. I mean, Knoblauch said that yesterday in one of the clips, that he's our guy. But rewarding a player for playing well, getting this team a win when they desperately needed it, is something a head coach needs to do. Otherwise, other players might look at that and say, well, why is that happening? Pickard deserves to be in net.
Well, we're going to talk about I'll save the clip about the other Skinner later on because he's scratched again. And that's kind of been the default selection. Like, sometimes you're looking at a menu. It's like, oh, you know what? I don't know what to get today. You know what? I usually get that. It's almost like the Oilers coaching staff. Well, we got an extra forward. Who do we scratch? Well, you know what? We usually scratch Jeff Skinner. We'll do that. But I want to dive into that a little bit later on. Because I know he's scored a couple of times recently, and it's not as if he's been terrible. And I do think he's done some of the things they've asked him to do in terms of a more committed defensive game. But Knoblauch said something really interesting today, but I'm going to save that for a little bit later on. Let's hear, Jay heard this clip from Zach Hyman, who's usually pretty well smoking, and Jay said, we got to run this one. Hyman was asked how far away are they from playing as well as they can and hitting their potential and all that kind of stuff.
I think, listen, every team's different. Our team this year is different than our team last year. So I think collectively this year as a team, we were probably the best team in the league there for a good 6 weeks. So I think we know that we're capable of being one of the best teams in the league. We know that we have all the pieces to be successful. Obviously, the deadline's coming up where your team changes a little bit. You hopefully add and fortify things, and then you've got 6 weeks left to really gear up and get ready for the playoffs, right? And we put ourselves in a great spot here now, and we want to continue to fight for the division and try to have his home ice as long as we can, because we know how important that is.
Well, and if there's anybody that should be saying something like that, as Luke Gazdic referred to yesterday, that should be your leadership core, of which Zach Hyman is one. So yeah, that's the guy that should be saying, look, this is how the season goes. This is the ebbs and flows, but we know we look at what we've done in this calendar year or this season. We've proven we're the best team in the NHL at a stretch.
Right.
They just need to find that game and carry it forward. This little slump that they went through couldn't have probably come at a better time. Right? Get it, I think get it out of the way right now and start trending and building up to when it really matters.
Well, yeah. Would you sooner lose 5? Well, it's impossible to lose 5 in a row in the playoffs, actually, because you'd be out after the fourth one.
Hot take.
Yeah, I do think there was some concerning signs over the course of that 5-game losing streak, and we'll see how they do tonight. If you lose tonight to Anaheim, and then you've lost 6 out of 7, and one of the losses was to Anaheim, and another one was to Philadelphia, that's going to have fans on edge as well. But we should point out as well, because I always say you got to give the opponent credit. Anaheim is not a disaster of a team. They're 500, which in the NHL is not that good. But you look at the lineup. I mean, they have some deep. We mentioned Troy Terry, right? They got Karlsson. They got good old Ryan Strome. They got Gudas being a pain on the back end. Killorn's played with Tampa in the past. Zegras, though he's having a really poor year and he's coming off a suspension, but he can be a dangerous player. So this isn't like the Ducks are better than they were a couple of years ago, but still a team that the Oilers should beat most of the time. Here's Adam Henrique as well, talking about what the Oilers need to do.
More carryover. I think the little things and the battle level and the desperation that you got to play with at this time of year has to be there every single night. I think the last couple of games it's been there, and that has to continue, from now to the end of the season.
All right, quick comment there from Adam Henrique. And yeah, we're moving into the final quarter of the season here. We're going to be talking playoffs in about 5.5 weeks? Pretty incredible. Coming up on 4 o'clock, we continue to... I do not yet have a Limerick. This is a little concerning to read at EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Look how sad he is.
You say that, then I start laughing. I was so surprised. Listen to how upset I am.
Whoa! Whoa!
Anyway, send me a Limerick.
Let's go, girls.
You can also jump into the Nasty Chat on YouTube. Continue to click the thumbs up. We're over 100. Next plateau is 130. And then we want to get to 100. And can text.
Fire,
I really am. You can text the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox 780-218-9999. 4 o'clock break.
The Lock Shop.
Huss, this is a nice little pre-deadline rush here right now, buddy.
Yeah, no kidding. And it wasn't just, they're acquiring this guy for a pick. I mean, when you need to get a sheet handed to you live on the air.
I know.
It's kind of neat, right? 3 separate deals. It's kind of funny that you guys are getting Trent Frederic. I have I hate that guy.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Don't miss the internationally recognized tribute, the Alan Jackson Experience, April 18th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they are the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Play more tables and games.
Play more tables and games. Make the most of your bad game. Oh, you want to, you need to, you know just what you gotta do. It's time to add some fun to your life. Make the most of your bad game. Play more tables and games.
PlayMoreGames.ca.
The Oilers not waiting around for deadline day as they bring in Trent Frederic and Max Jones from the Boston Bruins. The Oilers move out draft picks and prospects to both the Bruins and the Devils, who ate salary on the remaining year of Frederic's contract. The Oilers are back at home as they welcome the Ducks to Rogers Place. Get set for puck drop with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas right here on EST for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show starting at 6 p.m. 10 other games around the NHL featuring the Flames wrapping up their road trip in Philly when they face off against the Flyers. The Lightning host the Blue Jackets, and the Sharks stay out east as they see Buffalo. The Brier is live with Draw 11. Northern Ontario's Epping Rink leads Carruthers Manitoba Team 4-2 in the fifth end, and Brad Yushu's rink, wearing Team Canada sweaters, leads Team New Brunswick 7-1 in the sixth end. Over in the NFL, Eagles have made Saquon Barkley the highest paid running back in the league over a 2-year extension worth $41.2 million, 36 of that fully guaranteed, and the Jets have released Devontae Adams, who they acquired for a third rounder in October. Reid and Jay back with Crunching the Numbers. I'm Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
Game day. Oilers Ducks tonight, 7 o'clock at Rogers Place. I'll be heading there right after this show. We have Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas taking over the stream at 6 with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show as the Oilers take on the Ducks for the third time this season. Edmonton's record now sitting at 35-21-4. The Ducks 26-26-7. They're 12-13-5 on the road. The Oilers 18-10-2 at home. Special teams matchup. The Oilers' power play is 7th at 25.5%. The Ducks' power play is 31st at 12.6%. I believe they call that anemic, Jay.
I was going to talk about that. That's great. I think that really highlights something that, maybe this is a night they can really get that power play going.
Well, the PK for the Ducks is even worse than the Oilers' PK, at least for the season. 73.8% is 28th. The Oilers' PK had a tough spell, better against Carolina on Saturday. 75%, they are 26th in the NHL. But yes, so the power play versus PK matchup, Anaheim versus Edmonton, is 31st against 26th. And then the Oilers' power play 7th against the Ducks' 28th ranked penalty kill. So maybe the Oilers can, maybe Bouchard can get another power play goal.
Maybe an actual
Took
power
him
play goal.
on a goalie.
It
wasn't an actual goal. Empty net goals are still goals.
It was an actual goal, but just, didn't have the flair that certainly Dustin would have. Dustin would take it.
Well, Dustin's been predicting
He's
it
been
for
riding that
weeks
for a
or
while.
months. Trent Frederic and Max Jones acquired by the Oilers today from Boston. Jones has been in the minors. Frederic is injured, but perhaps can play in about 3 weeks. I saw John Shannon report that earlier today. Frederic, a guy with some decent speed and who can play physical. Was it you that somebody said to me he automatically becomes the Oilers hits leader?
Yeah. Not me, but that wouldn't surprise me.
If you're trusting the stats. The Oilers are going to scratch Jeff Skinner. So Savoy, the St. Albert kid, plays a home game as an Oiler for the first time. And on defense, I see somebody asking if Nurse is playing. Nurse is playing. Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with Klingberg, Kulak with Emberson, expected to be the pairings. So they called the need up on an emergency basis during this show yesterday, right? Like just after 5 o'clock, I think.
Yep.
So if you're worried you can't dress a full lineup, you're allowed to make an emergency recall. If the Oilers farm team were closer to Edmonton or perhaps even in the same city, they wouldn't have had to do that yesterday, but they had to get him here from Baco. He's been reassigned. Ekholm and Kulak missed the practice yesterday, but they're good to play tonight against Anaheim, 7 o'clock game. So that's the lowdown on that. 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Do we have any off-topic topic?
Yeah, lots.
Off-topic topic. We'll catch up on a few of those here. What is your favorite number, or I guess your lucky number, and why?
Norman Combine, Mario, number 66.
Oh, wow.
Amos Moses, lucky number is number 7. I'm annoyingly superstitious and have to have the volume on a multiple of 7 while watching my favorite sports teams. I admittedly even shut the smoothie maker or a microwave off with 7 seconds left.
Oh, really?
Or the Oilers will lose, in my opinion. Fall back. Lucky number 19, as it's my daughter's number in hockey, and she's my favorite player.
See, I actually have a thing with palindromes. So if I'm setting an alarm, if I need to get up at 7:45 or even at 8, I will set it for either 7:47 or 7:57.
Why?
I don't know. I just like that. There's no reason. There's no logical reason. I just set it that way.
But if you needed to get up at 7:45, you should set it for 7:37.
Yes, then that's what I would do.
Okay, because you don't want to be late.
No, I would put it for 7:37. I know that's weird. There's no reason for that at all. I guess I just like it.
Waddy in Cloverdale says 71. That's been my beer league number since 1997.
And that's now the number of the show.
Unreal. What are the odds? I guess
1 in 100.
1 in 100. I did have a limerick come in.
Oh, let's hear it.
From the Whistle Dog. The Oilers sat tight at the bell, ignoring their crease. What the hell? When pucks start to slip, their cup hopes will dip, and fans will all scream, "Go to hell!"
Wow. Did he rhyme hell with hell?
He did. A double hell.
Wow.
That's angry.
I can feel your anger.
I think that was the first time we've had a double double hockey sticks on the limericks for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It might have been used before. Very angry.
Cheeky.
Keep hitting the thumbs up on YouTube. We have soared past 100. We're almost at 130, so don't delay. Don't be a pleasure delayer. Get us to 130, and then we'll worry about going beyond that. Time to crunch the numbers, baby. For Gallo LLP, chartered professional accountants, where they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John at Gallo LLP if you would like to discuss further how they can crunch your numbers and help your business grow. Visit their website, GalloLLP.ca, to see how Gallo LLP can help your business grow. Yeah, so Trent Frederic coming in. I gave his stats a little earlier in the show. It is career game number 700 for Connor McDavid tonight. He is, I guess by the end of this homestand, he will have surpassed Craig McTavish to have played the 10th most games as a member of the Oilers. Mac T is at 701. So, if it all goes smoothly for McDavid, 700 tonight, 701 on Thursday, and 702 on Saturday. So McDavid in the verge of entering the top 10 in terms of games played as an Edmonton Oiler. Okay? Goals as an Oiler. Gretzky obviously leads at 583. Now, this is a more a stat about Leon, I suppose. The fourth most goals in Oilers history is Mark Messier with 392. Leon Draisaitl is fifth at 391. So, who knows? Draisaitl could pass Messier on this homestand, maybe even tonight if he gets a couple. By the way, speaking of Bouchard's empty netter, I loved how Draisaitl, when he hit the post on his shot, that he was just shooting. Because as much as we say sometimes not just the Oilers, but teams overpass for an empty netter, that might have been a situation where Draisaitl should have passed to McDavid for the shot at the empty net, and Leon was just like, no, I can see 50 from where I am. I'm going to try to put this one in.
That was interesting because the pass was wide open.
Yeah, actually in that situation, the pass was wide open. Anyway, so Gretzky first at 583 for goals. Messier fourth at 392. Draisaitl 391. Now McDavid, a bit of a way back. He has 357. So he would need 36 to pass Messier this year. Unlikely he gets that in 22 games or whatever it is. But not impossible, I suppose. But likely passing Messier. So then both Leon and Connor would be in the top 5 probably in about 8 months or so. Assists. So McDavid got his 700th assist last game, right? He's second all-time in Oilers assists with 700. Gretzky had 1,086. So that's the highest he is on the overall rankings. Oh, pardon me, in terms of just the goals, assists, point stats. Game-winning goals. McDavid's tied for first. You know with who? Glenn Anderson. 72, and Leon Draisaitl then is third with 70. So if McDavid gets the game winner tonight, he's the franchise leader in game-winning goals. Some fun stats for Crunch the Numbers.
Interesting that would could happen on his 700th game.
Yeah. So basically, every 10th game McDavid scores a game winner about.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, sounds about right. 3-on-3 overtime has helped him and Leon as well. Crunch the numbers for Gallo LLP. What was the one you were telling me about?
So McDavid is the only the second ever with consecutive 173-point seasons. Now, that includes playoffs, obviously.
Okay.
So it's 173 points. That's the benchmark combined over regular season and playoffs. The only other player to have that many points in consecutive seasons was Wayne Gretzky. How many times in a row did he do it?
Well, you told me.
9. 9 seasons in a row. Now, there's others that have done it. Mike Bossy, Mario Lemieux.
Okay,
but consecutive, back-to-back or more. McDavid's only the second person to do that.
So I was wondering why they picked 173 as the threshold. I'm guessing it's because in 2022-2023, McDavid had 173 points. He had 153 in the regular season. He had 20 in the 12 playoff games. So that was the year they were eliminated by Vegas. So that was 173 combined. Last year, he had 174, 132 plus 42. But Gretzky had regular seasons alone where he had more than 173.
Yes.
So it's kind of an unusual stat, but I guess it proves that he's racking up points at a almost unprecedented level.
Almost.
Right, because Gretzky's done it.
9 times in a row. That's
well,
incredible.
But again, how many were just in the regular season alone? I got to double check.
Well, it was 1980, 81 to 88, 89.
So he had, just in the regular season, okay, in 80, he only had 164. But then he had 21 in the playoffs. Then just in the regular season, 212, 196, 205, 208, 215, 183. Then he dipped down to 149, but had 43 in the playoffs, so that would be above the threshold. 168 in his first year with the Kings, plus 22 in the playoffs. Okay, and then his second year with the Kings, he only had 152 combined. And then he was up to 178 the next year.
Just fascinating.
Regular season and playoffs combined. It's a very specific stat, but it does give some context.
I think what grabs you is why 173. Why is that the benchmark?
Right.
Well, because the only other player that's done it consecutively, you have to take their lowest, which is McDavid at 173.
Okay.
Because it's a very obscure number.
Right. Because when you were first telling to me, I was like, wait, 100 points? What? They've done that several times. Joe from the Heavies checking into the Nasty Chat. He says, I appreciate the support in the intro. Is that your buddy?
That is not. Joe from the Heavies here. Wow.
That's our new intro song for the show.
Yeah. Maybe we should, after we come back from break, we'll play it again. Just for the boys. You know, it's always fun hearing your own music coming out of your car speakers and it's not playing by you. It's like, wow, I've made it. Actually, I listened to that whole album. It is awesome.
Yeah, I got to
music.
listen to it. I haven't had time yet.
I really appreciate
How many albums
that.
do they have?
I think that's their one album.
And you played football with the...
Well, he was playing football around when I was playing football.
Okay, so
we
he's a
never
little
played
bit-
together.
Okay, but
he's a little younger than me. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a nasty too.
But that's not...
That's not Joe.
There's somebody else still.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Tyler. He texted me about 6 times. Just he was like, "I'm so excited! I couldn't believe I heard that. That was awesome." He said,
fantastic."
Yeah. Sorry. He said he texted 100 people to tune into the show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
There you
Well,
go.
please keep texting more.
Yeah.
When I first tried Fabergé Organics shampoo with pure wheat germ oil and honey, it was so good I told 2 friends about it, and they told 2 friends, and so on, and so on, and so on.
Tell 2 friends about the show.
Yes, it's like not a Ponzi scheme. It's what do you call it?
Pyramid scheme.
Pyramid scheme.
Yeah. What's the difference between a Ponzi scheme and a pyramid scheme?
Well, a pyramid scheme is the person at the top makes all the revenue off the people below them. A Ponzi scheme is the person at the top makes all the money because people below keep reinvesting and they never actually invested in something.
Oh, okay.
They just take it off the top and make fake documents showing you that your investments are appreciated.
So that's a Ponzi scheme. And then us wanting thumbs up on YouTube is a Fonzie scheme.
Oh!
Hey. Hey, if the video game machine isn't working, we just get Fonzie to come in and knock it and it starts working again. Do you remember Happy Days?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't remember much of it, but I remember it was a show.
You remember it was a show?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember it when it was still new.
Still new? What year was that?
Early 80s, I was probably watching it. Maybe, what years was it on? Happy Days was on from July 74 to July 84. Yeah, so I was watching new episodes as a young man.
Was that an original song?
Sunday, Monday, Happy Days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Happy Days. Thursday, Friday, Happy Days. Saturday, What a Day. Was it Rockin' All Week with You?
Sure.
Yeah. So every day was quite happy. Sunday, Monday.
Happy Days.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Happy Days.
Thursday, Friday.
Happy Days.
Saturday. What a Day. Did they say Happy Days, What a Day, or just What a Day?
I
think they just said What a Day. If you wrote the song Happy Days or know the person who did, please contact the show. All right. No, thanks to the Heavies. That's a great track we got off the top of the show. The Oilers have acquired Trent Frederic and Max Jones from Boston. Frederic on LTIR, lower body injury, but we might see him, well, maybe around the end of the month, depending on how that goes. So hopefully before the playoffs. Rob from the Grove says, what was the spin-off show? I believe he is asking me trivia, and I believe I know the answer. Laverne and Shirley, I'm pretty sure, was a spin-off of Happy Days.
Ah.
Do you remember that show?
I know the name, but have I watched it?
The
No.
actor who played Lenny, Michael McKeon, is in Spinal Tap, bringing it all together, Jay. Isn't it beautiful?
Wow. We actually had a trivia question come in earlier. What was it? Somebody
Do you want to find it during the break?
Yeah.
What was it about?
It was something to the effect of, what was the last time there was a game day trade between the Oilers and Anaheim? And who were the players involved?
So they were playing each other and they made a trade?
I believe so.
I don't know. The only game day trade I remember is when Tikkanen got traded to the Rangers for Doug Waite. Because I remember I was in university and I went home after class and turned the game on. And one of the first things I saw was a shot of Tikkanen in a Rangers jersey on the blue line for the anthem. And I remember phoning my parents. I was like, why does Tikkanen play for the Rangers now? And they said, he was traded this afternoon.
I found it. It came in from Pizza Boy. Guys, a prediction and trivia for you. Bold prediction. I'm predicting Oilers trade for Dumoulin today before the game, and he plays for the Edmonton tonight.
Oh, wow. He got 2 hours, buddy.
Trivia. Do you know the two players involved in a previous pre-game trade between the Oilers and Ducks?
Okay, and he has the answer?
I don't know.
Well, you got to give Jay the answer if he's going to quiz me. Send your Twizzlers.
Yes, we'll take those too.
If you want Jay to ask me a trivia question, you got to give Jay the answer. I guess he is asking both of us, but I mean, we can't wait all show. Game day trade between the Oilers and I have no idea. Maybe I covered it, but I don't remember. I'm guessing it wasn't players who played in that night's game. It was probably minor league players.
This is a good one that comes in from a Bootski. In the 80s, CFRN 1260 had Winnipeg radio legend Don Percy as their morning guy. Whenever he saw the clock was at 7:27, 7:37, or 7:47, he'd say, "Not a jet plane, the time." And Abutsky adds, "I'm not a pun guy, but that's a pretty Boeing story."
Oh my goodness.
Boy.
Let's do clue number 3 in our Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. You're trying to win a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. You must text your guesses to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. We only accept text guesses and maximum 3 guesses per phone number. Speaking of numbers between 1 and 100, we did not roll this on the D100, though we could have. The third clue is 68. So the 3 clues so far: top 10 draft pick, 1992 champion, and 68. Let's see if we get a winner. Here comes Brendan.
The Oilers not waiting around for deadline day as they bring in Trent Frederic and Max Jones from the Boston Bruins. The Oilers move out draft picks and prospects to both the Bruins and the Devils, who ate salary for the remainder of the year on Frederic's contract. The Oilers are back at home as they welcome the Ducks to Rogers Place. Get set for puck drop with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas right here on EST for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show starting at 6 p.m. 10 games across the NHL featuring the Flames wrapping up their road trip in Philly when they face off against the Flyers. The Devils head south to take on the Stars, and Seattle welcomes Minnesota to the Pacific Northwest. Jake Evans doesn't seem to be going anywhere as he inked a deal with the Canadiens that pays him $11.4 million through 28-29. And the Florida Panthers came to terms with Jesper Boquist on a 2-year extension worth $3 million. In the association, there are 9 games, including the Raptors. We're down in Orlando to tip off against the Magic. The Cavs take on the Bulls in Chicago. And the Wolves host the Sixers. This sports update is presented by Clover Bar Feeds. Clover Bar Feeds has all the animal feed you need. Horses, dogs, ducks, you name it. Clover Bar Feeds has got you covered. Get top-notch service and selection from their family-owned business. Visit Clover Bar Feeds at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park or call them at 780-467-5014. After the break, the boys get into the trade watch. I'm Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
Love is in the air. I love you. And you? And you? And you! Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
Missing the course? The Canadian Ice House is here to keep your skills sharp. Trackman golf simulators are open. Real golf action right in downtown Edmonton. Don't let the off-season slow you down. Visit us in-store or check out thecanadianicehouse.com for all the details.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Don't miss the internationally recognized tribute, the Alan Jackson Experience, April 18th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Tommy Gunn's Barbershop is more than just a barbershop. It's a top-notch, tailor-made experience from check-in to check-out. Get a precision haircut, a classic shave, or a facial to step up your style. Just walk in, relax, and let Tommy Guns take it from there. Find comfort in knowing their team follows the code, which is their commitment to care for you as a customer. Check out Tommy Guns today, in-store or online at TommyGuns.com to bring out the best in you. Tommy Guns, where every cut is done right every time.
Okay, so this is the Heavies. We've adopted this as the intro song for the show. What's the song called again? Working for a Living?
No.
You sent it to me the other night.
Scrap Steel Money.
Scrap Steel Money.
Yeah, it's a good track.
Yeah, baby.
And we have, this is a Sherwood Park-based band?
No,
our Drawson band?
I think they're Edmonton-based band.
Edmonton-based band. And they are listeners to the program, so that makes us very happy. A reminder that if you are texting the show for any reason, that's for the thumbs. That is for the thumbs, which is over 130.
Nobody's got it yet.
We now want to get to 100, and if you're texting the show for the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game, or if you're submitting a guess, you must use the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant, all you can eat surf and turf for just $59.99 every Friday from 4 to 10 p.m. We do not have a winner. The three clues are top 10 draft pick, 1992 champion, and 68. Okay? We will leave it at that. But you have to text your guesses. Okay? You can also email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com for other reasons.
I will tell you this. I won't tell you anything other than, it's not a clue, but I will say, after that last guess, the inbox blew up.
Okay. And we don't have a winner.
And we don't have a winner.
So if you've texted in recently, you know that's the wrong answer.
I've seen them.
Jay sees them all.
And don't yell at me.
3 per phone number. No, because
nobody yells at me. I'm just kidding. But
No, they yell at me.
Yes.
So you're the likable one on the show.
Direct your yells at that man.
I'm the bad cop.
Well, we did come up with this together. You and me,
true.
old chum, good pal, best friends.
We did, actually. Yes.
Best friends, BFFs forever.
We are BFFs.
Forever?
We're going to watch Spinal Tap together.
Oh, and confirmed.
What?
We will be golfing at the Garrison. We're going to do a couple morning rounds.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Matt from
Not
the Garrison.
This week.
What? I can't wait.
A lot of the snow has melted, though.
I know. You probably could.
We're 136 thumbs. We got to get to 155.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Oilers play the Ducks tonight at 7. It's time for our Trade Watch segment. It is presented by NAIT's Construction Leadership and Supervision Program. You can take your career to the next level with NAIT's Construction Leadership and Supervision Program, a perfect tool for professionals looking to advance their role or an organization needing to develop leaders. For more information and to register, visit nait.ca/CLSP to take your career to another level.
Evil Twin in the Nasty Chat. Good morning, Nasties. Morning? Okay. Maybe works nights.
Good day, Evil Twin. My
Which
goodness.
Skinner is out and why? It is Jeff Skinner, and it is a healthy scratch. What's new?
Yeah, Stu Skinner is the backup goalie.
I guess,
Jeff Skinner is not, but neither Skinner is expected to play tonight. Though Stu Skinner will dress as the backup goaltender. Okay, so let's start Trade Watch.
Pizza Boy sent in a trade.
All right.
So this was the question that he said. Do you know the two players involved in a previous pregame trade between the Oilers and Ducks?
So they were playing each other.
They were.
The two teams were playing each other. All right. The first couple of players that played for both teams, Cogliano, that trade happened in the offseason. Todd Marchant, I don't think he's the right answer.
No.
So, all right. So I'll try to... have I heard of these players? First of all, do you think I've heard of these players?
Yes.
Were they...
Okay, here's something. Both players played for their new team that night.
They did, eh? Jeez. Did I cover this trade?
No.
Okay. So that rules out the last 11, 12 years, because I think I would remember it if I would have covered it. So Anaheim's been in the league a while now. So
another listener wrote in, and he says, I know the answer. He says the name. He said both played for the Oilers and Ducks that night. I somehow remember this from when I was 7 and Rod Phillips announced it on the radio.
Okay.
That comes in from Z.
But I mean, most of what I did overlaps with Jack anyway, so that doesn't help the time frame too much. It was a 1-for-1 trade.
Yes. Well, I believe. I don't know if there's any futures or...
Had you heard of these players?
Maybe. To be determined, bruh.
TBD?
Yeah. One
of them.
You want the date?
Well, I guess I'm going to need... I don't know if that'll help. I don't think I remember this. I'm going to really have to be coaxed here.
It was January 9th, 1998.
So 1998. So... that was right around when I started NAIT. So, but I don't remember discussing this trade with any of my buddies, though we probably did. Man, oh man.
Do you want their first names of the players involved? I'll give you one of the first names. Maybe this does it for you.
Okay, sure.
Darby
Hendrickson?
No.
Who else? What other Darbys were there? My goodness. This is hard.
Awesome.
And they both played for their respective teams that night, which means
it wasn't Darby.
Oh, it wasn't Darby. Okay. Where did Darby come from?
That's what he wrote in, but I'm looking at it here. One of the players named was Drew.
Drew Bannister? Okay, so Drew Bannister was...
This is riveting.
I don't know. I don't remember this trade at all. Drew Bannister went from the Ducks to the Oilers? Or the other way?
The second player involved.
So which way did Drew Bannister go?
Hang on. I don't have much to work with here. Let's see.
Well, they didn't tell you who got traded for who? Well, David just put it in the nasty chat.
He went from Edmonton to Anaheim.
Is David right in the nasty chat? Drew Bannister for Bobby Dallas. Or Dallas.
Dallas.
It was Dallas. Dallas. I do not remember that trade.
Wow, that's a heavy trivia question.
That is a deep trivia question. And people say our mystery athletes are too... Imagine if we would have asked that.
Yeah. Well,
and told
think
people you can't look it up, because I was trying not to look it up.
I think you would have probably found that with Google.
Well, you could have Googled trades between the Oilers and the Ducks, and that would have come up. So Bobby Dallas was traded for Drew Bannister the day of a Ducks-Oilers games, and they each played for the other team that night.
Yep.
All right.
Nobody's got the mystery athlete yet.
Nobody has the mystery athlete. By the way, the 3 clues are top 10 draft pick, 1992 champion, and 68. We'll hold off giving the next clue. Joaquin Gage. Same name as our colleague in the Nasty Chat. I guess you could say that the Oilers don't have any skin in the game. Insert CSI Miami intro here. We don't have. Do we have that?
Yeah, I just got to find it. So we'll have to reread it.
It's on the soundboard somewhere.
Okay, go ahead, Reid.
I guess you could say that the Oilers don't have any skin in the game. Is that from CSI Miami?
Yeah, I believe so.
Is that the one with the guy, what's his name? The actor that was in Jade. And
he always wore the glasses.
Yeah. What's his? I can't remember. Caruso.
David Caruso.
David Caruso. Was it NYPD Blue he was in, and then he left after the first season because he was going to be a big movie star, and then all his movies sucked? Sorry, David, but I mean, let's face it.
Let's be honest here.
Yeah, it's not as if things took off for you, buddy.
Well, back to the trade watch, and obviously we're talking about this trade that happened today. How would you grade it, Reid? I mean, I know it's probably but I mean, seriously, if you have a player, I'm going to grade this at a B+, assuming this player is ready to go in 2 weeks.
I can't even trade it. I can't even grade it until I see him play. Like somebody put in the Nasty Chat, would you still like the trade if he signs elsewhere after the season? I would say yes, because you gave up really so little. The second-round pick you gave up, you got from St. Louis. I guess they're figuring Max Wanner probably isn't going to develop into much. How long has he been in the system now? He was drafted, in 2021. I mean, he's only 21, so maybe you're giving up somebody who could develop into a decent defenseman.
What have you added? You've added size and speed in a depth role.
Right.
That's an upgrade.
Well, if Frederic plays and
how
plays
many goals
to his
is
potential,
Kapanen scoring?
Well, lately it looks like none.
How many goals does Henrique score? I mean, none of these players are contributing. So if you're looking,
I don't mind the trade because they gave up so little. Even if he walks in the offseason,
yes,
which he might. And if the Oilers lose in the first round, I don't know if it's going to be because of Trent Frederic.
VR says grade incomplete.
Well, it is an INC.
It's not. It's done. It's a trade. It's happened.
But it's just hard to evaluate
look at
the
both
day
bodies
of.
of work.
Reid, if you're trading a minor league defenseman for,
we're supposed to grade it. Part of this.
Okay, I'll give it a C then.
Because
I don't know what it's going to be.
That's fair.
No, I should give it higher than that because I do think it can help the Oilers.
I think
if
you
Frederic
should give
plays.
it a B-.
I'm going to give it a B-
because I think that's right in the middle,
and it won't even be a full minus. It'll just be a dash.
It's cheaper.
It's between a B- and a B.
Okay, that's fair. That's good to know.
I'm going to narrow it down even further. But I still think, hopefully, we're going to be looking at all the moves the Oilers make in combination this week. We still got to see what else they do and how the roster looks as a whole.
Okay, but it's not like this is a player who hasn't played in a year and a half.
No, I don't look at this trade and say, wow, that's stupid. I can't believe they did that. The trade itself makes sense.
But
it's not a nonsensical trade. Like if they traded Ty Emberson for Trent, I'd be like, why?
Why?
That doesn't make sense.
Well, and obviously there was a lot of back channeling to this deal because of all the money that's being.
Yeah, New Jersey's laundering some of the money as well.
Laundering?
Well, that's what I call it. When there's a team that just the player passes through just so they retain salary and get a little bit out of it. New Jersey's laundering the money. Coyote Steve, Reid grade equals TBA. TBD, bro.
What's TBA? To be announced?
To be announced. No, but it's TBD, to be determined.
To be determined, I think.
TBA is like, hey, we got a special guest star tomorrow, TBA. So we know it, but we haven't announced it yet.
I'm still having an influx of this one player as the mystery athlete.
And it's obviously wrong.
Obviously.
So we're not going to say who it is. I don't know if I want to give the next clue quite yet.
Why? Why, bruh?
We don't have to give it next. Or give it right now. Do we?
You read, it says, what does it say on the show? It says The Reid Wilkins Show.
Well, it doesn't mean I only do everything I want. Portions of this hour are presented by the Canadian Brewhouse. UFC lives at the Canadian Brewhouse. UFC 313, March 8th. Is that Saturday? That is Saturday. The most TVs, epic food, drinks, and a wild atmosphere. Don't miss it. The Canadian Brewhouse, our house, is your house. Buying or selling for Damon Bunting when we get back.
The Oilers not waiting around for deadline day as they bring in Trent Frederic and Max Jones from the Boston Bruins. The Oilers move out draft picks and prospects to both the Bruins and the Devils, who ate salary for the remaining year on Frederic's contract. The Oilers are back at home as they welcome the Ducks to Rogers Place. Get set for puck drop with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas right here on EST for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show starting at 6 p.m. 10 other games around the NHL featuring the Flames wrapping up their road trip in Philly when they face off against the Flyers. The Islanders welcome the Jets, and Pittsburgh travels to Colorado. The Brier is live with Draw 11. Northern Ontario's Epping Rink is leading Carruthers Manitoba team 5-3 in the 7th end, and Brad Gushu's rink wearing the Canada sweaters leads Team New Brunswick 8-2 in the 8th end. Over in the association, there are 9 games, including the Raptors down in Orlando to tip off against the Magic. The Lakers welcome the Pelicans, and San Antonio hosts Brooklyn. This sports update is presented by Find Edmonton. Find takes your unused furniture and home goods to help those moving out of homelessness. Get donations picked up or drop them off for free of charge. Find out how you can make an impact at findedmonton.com or call them at 780-988-1717. That is 780-988-1717. Buying or selling after the break. I'm Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Take your career to the next level with NAIT's Construction Leadership and Supervision Program, a perfect tool for professionals looking to advance their role or an organization needing to develop leaders. Learn more about safety supervision, scheduling, cost control, and most importantly, how to lead a team. For more information and to register, visit nait.ca/CLSP to take your career to another level.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Food Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at foodsausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Food Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
All right, here we are. Actually, wherever you go, there you are. Hey, it's funny. I think it's funny.
You know who the mystery athlete is not?
Who?
Ken Whitney.
No, it's not.
Ken Whitney wore number 68, won a Grey Cup with the Stamps in 1992, and was the 10th overall selection in the 1990 CFL
Wow,
draft.
people are really thinking hard on this one. That doesn't bother me.
Says, who the heck is it, Reid and Jay? You're killing
It's
me.
not that hard. The next clue will give it away. Though people are being very impatient with it. I'll give the fourth clue before 5, and that'll be the giveaway clue. So have your texting fingers ready. You must text your guess to 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino featuring Italia Restaurant, home of the $6.99 brunch special from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. The 3 clues so far, and remember, you get a maximum of 3 guesses. Top 10 draft pick, 1992 champion, and 68. Those are the clues. I'm quite frankly surprised no one has got it yet. I'll just say that. Okay?
Okay.
Continue to give us the thumbs up on YouTube. We are within 10 of 155 and double word of the day territory. So don't delay, or within a dozen. Sorry. The Lebanon Dawn, also another time a Duck was traded to us and played the same day. No, but it was a trade with the Ducks. I don't think Pat Maroon was traded prior to a game against the Ducks, was he? I don't think so. But the specific question was a trade between the Oilers and the Ducks, and then the two players played against each other that night. So it was Drew Bannister. Wasn't he the Blues coach? And then they fired him to bring in Montgomery. And Bobby Dollas, Dollas, as opposed to Bobby Dahl, the bass player for Poison.
Fun fact.
That's who everybody was thinking of, I'm sure. All right. Again, you must text your guesses to 780-218-9999. If you put the right answer in the nasty chat, and I'm not saying anybody did, you can't win. You can't win there. Okay? Jeff Skinner will not play tonight. All right? Matt Savoy will play. I didn't mind how Savoy played in the 3 games that he played on the road trip. So cool for him to play in his hometown tonight.
First time they've been back since February 7th.
Yeah, that was the loss to Colorado, right? Yeah, it's been a while since the Oilers played a home game. So Knoblauch was asked today, and this has been a discussion point this season. Jeff Skinner has been scratched. Some people think more than his fair share. I mean, you can look at Jeff Skinner's game log. He did play 4 of the 5 games on the road trip. Okay, he was scratched in Tampa Bay. He played 6 straight games prior to that. He was scratched home against Buffalo on the 25th. He'd played 3 games before that, scratch, 1 game, scratch, 5 games scratched. He played a lot until December 28th, and then he's kind of been scratched about a quarter, almost a third of the game since then. Okay? And so, I know there's some people think he's being scratched unfairly, or perhaps there are players playing worse than him who should also be scratched. Here's Knoblauch today talking about Skinner being scratched and Savoy playing.
I think it's more on identity, on fitting what our team needs. And Savoy had a couple good games, had some chances, adds a little speed to our lineup, which I think is important for our team. And you've got right now our third and fourth line more of an identity of maybe a checking role, fourth line more of an energy role. So it just felt that player, very similar type of players, but was savvy with what he provided in his couple of games that he played. Felt that if he is here, he should be playing, and I think he deserves that. And we're looking forward to see what he gives us tonight.
All right, so that's interesting to me because he talks about the identity of the player that they need. And I think we've discussed this, that if Jeff Skinner is going to play, he probably needs to play with other offensive players. He's not really a third or fourth line type of player. I know that he, has scored a couple of goals recently. When did he? Well, he scored against Washington, right? He scored back against Chicago on February 5th. And we're going to buy or sell here for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 17 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. So I guess I'm going to buy or sell, Jay. Is it fair, is it right that Jeff Skinner is sort of the default guy to be scratched when they're sort of looking for someone to scratch or maybe aren't sure who they're going to scratch?
Buying. I'm going to buy that because his role is limited. His role is limited to somebody that is only, and not at a great clip, but his only real ability is to score goals. And if you listen to that Knoblauch clip, the identity, I guess the purpose of the third and fourth lines, he doesn't fit that as a checking player, as a back checking player, as somebody that's going to defend the net. That is not Jeff Skinner's identity.
Right.
So it's of no surprise that yes, he usually is the odd man out. At least Savoy has speed, which he alluded to as well.
This is an interesting one to talk about. I thought Jeff Skinner would be better than he has been.
Sure.
He does have 11 goals, which I know is more than some other forwards and some other forwards who play every game or almost every game. But what it comes down to me, is this. And quite frankly, I'm not saying that I think, like, I'm kind of, and Kapanen has sort of become the player that I thought he would be when they acquired him.
Sure.
Off waivers.
He came out a little hot.
He came
but
out
he
a little
settled
hot.
down to what you would think you were getting.
Yeah. So, I know he's got some speed. To me, he doesn't do much with the puck. I don't think he's a fabulous checker or anything like that. I'd be more inclined to play Jeff Skinner above Kapanen if it's me. But I will ask you this, so you can just answer this in your head if you're at home or in your office or driving around in your car or lying by the beach or whatever. When Jeff Skinner goes into the corner to get the puck, do you think he's going to get it? You can just answer to yourself. But I think you know what I'm suggesting here. And so Knoblauch is saying, you need a certain identity as a player on the third or fourth line. You can get a contribute. It'd be nice if you can contribute to the PK, right? Which Henrique and Janmark and Brown play on the PK, even though it's been very up and down this season, a little bit up lately. But Skinner doesn't kill penalties. He's not an overly physical player. So that's why he comes out of the lineup more often than you might expect or some people might hope for. What did Draisaitl, because remember, Skinner was playing better, and I do think he has played better than the start of the season. What did Draisaitl say that one day? He said something along the lines of he has to learn how to play on a playoff team.
Yes.
He has to learn how to play on a team where the expectations are that we're really good.
Well, and where he's not the guy that's relied on to provide the offense.
Right.
He has to find his role, which I don't know if he's capable of. This is not a knock on him. This is not a role he's ever been typecast for, right?
Well, no, he's always been a top six player. So, and now if you want to compare him to Savoy, so in a very, very brief sample size, and I don't want to fall down the trap or act like I'm going like, well, there's the savior after 3 games. But in 3 games, Matt Savoy looked like he had more of a connection with Leon Draisaitl than Jeff Skinner ever has. And to be fair, than Arvidsson has ever had. Arvidsson's been quite disappointing, for sure.
Well, Arvidsson should be in this talk as well. I mean, he's very close to Skinner levels. But he has a more complete game, no?
Arvidsson?
Mm-hmm. Or he's capable of.
Yes, I think he's capable of more of a complete game. We haven't seen a lot of it this season. But so I think that's why Skinner gets the short end of the stick. And again, I don't present this to defend the coach or agree with Knoblauch. I present this to say, okay, the coach keeps making the same decision. Why is he doing this? So basing this on his actions and his words, This is why he's doing this. I'm not expecting you to agree with it or like it, but he has a reason for doing it other than just saying, I'm going to draw a player's name out of a hat or randomly pick on a guy. So that's why he's doing it. He doesn't think Skinner has the identity that they need to play on the bottom six, and he doesn't have the production that they need to play in the top six.
Boom. That's about as concise as it could be, and it makes sense.
Coyote Steve says Jay Skinner is not a top 5 forward on most NHL teams, just a failed experiment. Ro Nelson says what matters about Jeff Skinner is he did the work to improve his defense. Yes, Skinner gets pucks and draws penalties. Who draws penalties? Nobody. I'd have to check the penalties draws stats. I would blatantly disagree that Skinner gets pucks. Like, Ro, if you actually trust that Jeff Skinner is going to win a puck battle, then you are smoking a special type of weed when you're watching the games. Like, you're having hallucinations in which Skinner is like Milan Lucic in his prime and just prying guys off pucks.
That's quite a description.
Well, what else could I say? I would agree. He has worked on his. I do think he's done the work this year, and I personally myself have been sometimes befuddled as to why he's come out as often as he has been, as he has. But I understand them wanting to play Savoy, and I would still have Arvidsson in the lineup ahead of Skinner most nights on my team.
Fair.
Now, would I have Kapanen ahead of Skinner most nights on my team? No, I wouldn't. Buying or selling for Damon Bunting? Jay, you seem thoughtful.
Well,
are your thoughts muddled?
Good one. That's twice now we've alluded to muddling. When you have a team that has this. Well, I don't know, because this goes back to the same story. Is why don't you give him a chance where Arvidsson is with Draisaitl and Savoy, right? That's what the people, the Skinner supporters will say. Well, he hasn't had the opportunity there, right? But guess what? Draisaitl and Savoy and whoever's playing on that second line still need to back check, still need to be responsible defensively. I think that's the gap, is the defense and the liability that having Jeff Skinner is.
Right.
That's the get. Take away the offense, that's the reason here.
Yeah.
Who would have thought we'd have so much discussion about Jeff Skinner?
I would have thought that. I wouldn't have. Like when they signed them, I thought Skinner was
past his prime.
No, I thought he was perhaps more likely to struggle than Arvidsson. As it turns out, they've both. But we knew what we were getting in Skinner. He leans offense. He's been criticized for not being a complete player.
Okay, let's talk about Arvidsson for a second, if you don't mind. Now, this is go time, leading up to the playoffs, right? You want to get hot. You want to get your team rolling.
Yeah, we can see the playoffs from here.
Do you think we might see a different Arvidsson here for the last 21 games? Or is that just a
I'm
faint
not optimistic.
Hope? You're not optimistic about it.
No.
I can honestly say I'm not either, which sucks to say for the Oilers' sake. But the body of work thus far has just been underwhelming, to say the least. I actually think I'm actually equally disappointed in Arvidsson as I am in Skinner.
I'm more disappointed in Arvidsson because I expected more from him.
Sure.
Because I think coming into this season, I think he's a better player than Jeff Skinner. Like he had been a muckier, more involved, agitating type of player. And we've basically never seen that except for a couple of occasions.
No. I think the question is raised, where's LA Kings Arvidsson? Where's playoff Arvidsson?
Right,
from the
he's
Kings
not there at all.
That the Oilers faced, and he was a pain in the butt.
Yes. No, he hasn't. Like, there's never been a time, or if there has been, I've struggled to remember, where it's like, oh yeah, Arvidsson's on the ice. He's going to stir it up. That's what I was looking forward to. Playing with Draisaitl, getting guys off of Draisaitl, being a distraction, winning pucks for Draisaitl. We haven't seen that hardly at all.
Oh, I totally screwed up.
Why? What happened?
I'm not used to it used to be 150, but now because of Sammy Hagar, we've upped the number to 1.
Yeah, well, we'll get there. We need 3 more thumbs in the next 2 minutes. Well, in the next hour, we're going to get there.
Still lots of the same guess.
Fourth clue, Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game.
Let me make sure nobody's got it.
Okay,
I
yeah,
just
make
got to
sure.
catch up and go through. Rams fan says, mystery player, blank. Can't be that easy, can it? Well, no, it's not that easy.
Well, I don't know. I think it's pretty easy. If people should get it after the fourth clue, so we don't have to go to the fifth clue.
Jay Style in the River Cree inbox. Enough about Jeff Skinner. Say the next clue.
Hick. The next clue is Hick.
Clue number 4.
Hick. So the clues are top 10 draft pick, 1992 champion, 68, and Hick. This should be an absolute giveaway. You must text your guesses to 780-218-9999. Game of the night. Top 3, all in the final hour.
The EST Hangout.
To get a guy like Evander Kane back in the lineup would be like to get that forward that you're looking for. You may have him on your roster already, but it depends on what he's like. He's been out the whole year. He hasn't been able to skate. He hasn't been able to work out. You know, when you have the sports hernia issue and they basically go into your guts and fix everything you're not going to be able to move for a while.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
At Mind 360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind 360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind 360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
The Oilers not waiting around for deadline day as they bring in Trent Frederic and Max Jones from the Boston Bruins. The Oilers move out draft picks and prospects to both the Bruins and the Devils, who ate salary for the remaining year on Frederic's contract. The Oilers are back at home as they welcome the Ducks to Rogers Place. Get set with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas right here on EST for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show starting at 6 p.m. 10 other games around the NHL featuring the Flames wrapping up their road trip in Philly when they face off against the Flyers. Nashville heads to Boston, and Detroit welcomes Carolina to the Motor City. The Brier is live with Draw 11. Northern Ontario's Epping Rink is tied with Carruthers Manitoba team at 5 in the 8th end, and Brad Goushew's Canada Rink beat Team New Brunswick 8-3 after 8 ends. Over to the NFL, the Eagles have made Saquon Barkley the highest paid running back in the league on a 2-year extension worth $41.2 million, 36 of that being fully guaranteed. And the Jets have released wide receiver Devontae Adams, who they acquired for a third rounder in October. Game of the night is next. My name is Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
Good? We good for Brendan? You're doing a great job, baby. Doing a great job. Portions of this hour, pardon me, I ate some Swedish berries and now I have to burp. Jay and I went and bought printer cartridge today, and I bought Swedish berries. Not on the company dime.
No, it's separate receipts.
No, because Jay was like, oh, we're getting this, and I was like, hey, throw in these Swedish berries. And Jay was like, no, separate. And I was like, oh yeah, sorry, separate. Portions of this hour presented by Canadian Brewhouse. It's time for a wing throwdown at the Canadian Brewhouse. Fuego Verde versus Honey Blaze. Who's taking the crown? Hit up the Canadian Brewhouse for wing night. Our house is your house. Honey Blaze. Pretty sure I saw her perform once. So we have a winner of the $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub for our mystery athlete of the game. The clues were top 10 draft pick. This person was drafted 6th overall in 1978. 1992 champion. This person won an Olympic gold medal in 1992. 68. This person is 68 years of age. Hick. One of the nicknames this person had was the Hick from French Lick. And the final clue, had we needed it, would have been Boston, because this person spent his entire playing career with the Boston Celtics, Jay.
Larry Bird. Now, Mikey was the one that got it. There were several that got it. Mikey's was the first to come in. Mex, you also got it. Matt Hyman got it. Rob from the Grove. But Mikey is the official winner.
And is
Congrats.
he a first-time winner? We think he is.
I think so.
That's awesome.
I think so, yeah. Congrats, Mikey. It was the Hick. You knew it. You got it.
I knew that was going to be the giveaway because his nickname, the Hick from French Lick. Now, who were people guessing?
Yager.
How does Jaromir Jagr fit into that? I never would have. My goodness. Top 10. Okay, I guess Jagr was a top 10 draft pick. 1992 champ. Did he win the Stanley Cup in 1992? Did he? Did Jagr? I guess he did, yeah. 68. How does that relate? Oh, did he wear? He wear number 68? Oh, I guess those ones did fit into Jagr.
Man, the more you look at it,
yeah,
I could see how Jagr would be confused for that.
Did you know that? The Jagr wore 68? Did you hear our clues? Did you think it could have been Jagr? Okay.
Well,
I don't know. We were doing it for Larry Bird.
I mean, Larry Bird was the first thing.
Larry Bird was the mystery athlete, was the correct answer for the mystery athlete. But I guess that's why we say, you got to listen to all the clues, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Jasmine says, I guess that's what best friends do. Shop for cartridges and berries.
Yeah, that's true. Ro, I'm pretty sure, I'm sorry that I've upset you. Just to come clean, I did it on purpose. By the way, check when Jeff Skinner scored that goal against Washington and the impact that it had on the game. Just saying. Just saying. All right, 780-218-9999 is the River Cree box. We do have a Limerick here from the Big Uke. It says it's his 91st Limerick.
Wow.
Of course, the Oilers acquiring Trent Frederic today from Boston. A trade was made today between the Oil and Bees. New Jersey was used and aided with ease. Leon scores again. Will the Oil get 10? Have you ever tried to keep your eyes open during a sneeze? He's really getting good. Like, he might be the best Limerick writer in Certainly in Edmonton, maybe in Canada.
What?
Well, who's else in Canada is writing a limerick every day? Maybe some grade 4 kid who, let's face it, kids aren't that smart. What are you laughing at, Brendan?
I just like that one. It's so true. I talk all the time how kids are just dummies.
Just little dummies,
Kids,
eh?
You think I upset Roe? Kids under 12 are really mad now listening to this show.
My kids are going to be like, who's this Brendan guy?
Gonna get ganged up on.
That was a pretty good limerick. What else do we have to do, buddy? What do you want to do now? Oh, we got to do our game of the night?
Game of the night.
Did you have something else? Our off-topic topic. What was our off-topic topic? I already forgot.
Numbers.
Oh, yeah, your lucky number and why. Did we get any other good stories?
Well, it's been so long, and I have so many Yoggers to look.
There's so many people texting in Yager. That's good. See, it took us a while to figure out. I think we're starting to figure out the mystery athlete of the game.
I think we're figuring out.
Are we? We just pick someone and come up with clues.
We could be at square one.
We just pick someone and come up with clues. That's all we do. Right?
That's it.
Larry Bird is 68 years of age. That perfectly fits into him.
I think we're finding our stride, Reid.
I think we're just hitting our stride.
There you go.
Ain't nothing going to break our stride. Who is that? Matthew Wilder? Well, you might be a little too young for that because I think it was early 80s. Yeah, that one. I think it was Matthew Wilder. Was it Matthew Wilder?
I've got to keep on moving.
That's incredible. Keep giving us a thumbs up on YouTube. Let's see if we can get to 200 today. Keep going. We're 40 away. We're in double word of the day territory, so that's pretty cool. Jasmine, by the way, I've eaten all the Swedish berries, so I will not be bringing any to the rink. Well, I didn't eat all of them myself. I had the last few left in the bag.
Is Jasmine going tonight?
Yeah, Jasmine's going to the game.
Fun.
Our game of the night is for Playmore. It's like, I don't know why I had that dramatic pause there. Our game of the night is for Playmore. This is going to be your second game. Plus, somebody from Playmore is like, just read the damn line. Just read it, Jablonski. Quit getting distracted in the middle of it.
I can't take it anymore.
Jasmine was at a game when they played, which game did she go to? St. Louis? Yes, it was when they played St. Louis earlier in the season because she asked Skinner the question about facing Holloway and Broberg.
Yes, that's right.
So Jasmine will now be going to her second game as a member of the media at Rogers Place. You still have to do that, my friend.
Yeah, I do.
What are you waiting for? You waiting for Skinner to get a hat trick? Arvidsson to get a hat trick?
Obviously. Is she going to go in the locker room again?
I don't know. But she's accredited for the game.
That could be fun. What question should Jasmine ask?
Well, it depends how the game goes.
Well, let's just pretend we know how it's going to go. Or Nasty, send in some questions.
How big of a piece of beef is Radko Gudas? Jode says, I teach high school. Don't get me started. Well, I said under 12. Yeah. So there are some kids who could probably write pretty creative limericks.
Oh, certainly.
Did your kids write limericks?
No.
Have they tried ever since we've been doing it on this show?
No, they haven't. They haven't tried.
They should attempt it.
We could attempt one. Yeah.
Coyote Steve, is Corey Perry the best signing made by the Oilers in the offseason? It looks like it.
It would appear so.
Yeah, probably. In terms of consistency and production. He has 13 goals and 21 points. He's plus 11. He has 34 penalties. Has he fought twice? He would have to fight either twice or 5 times because he's got an even number of penalty minutes. So who else did they sign in the offseason? They brought Henrique back. He has 8 goals and 17 points. He's plus 4. He's always been a 20-goal man, right? They re-signed Brown. He has 7 goals and 22 points. They signed Arvidsson. He has 7 goals and 19 points, so that's disappointing. And Skinner has 11 goals and 21 points. He's minus 6. Who else did they sign? Podkolzin was a trade, right? Am I missing any signings? I think those were the only signings. Yeah, Perry would be. I mean, he doesn't. Brown has more points. Brown has 1 more point. But in terms of impact on the game, and this is what I'm saying, and this is what I'm saying about Skinner and Arvidsson and some other players. When the puck is in the corner, do you think they're going to get it and something good is going to happen? I know you don't get the puck all the time, but with Perry, I'm like, he's probably going to get the puck or be a nuisance.
That's the one, a nuisance. At least do something.
Right. D-Rock says LMAO, which I don't know what that stands for. And everyone said Perry was a dumb signing. I didn't think Perry was a dumb signing at the time. I think eventually he's going to probably age out, so to speak.
You'd think.
It's our game of the night for Playmore Tables and Games. I'm going to get through it this time, Playmore. From ping pong and pool tables to darts and dome hockey, plus all the classic arcade action you could ask for, visit Canada's Game Room experts. Locations in Edmonton and Calgary are online at playmoregames.ca. Could I get the musical?
Playmore Tables and Games.
Jack's actually texting in thinking I seriously didn't know what LMAO means and putting it in the nasty chat. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Thanks you. I may not be hip, but I do know most of the texting abbreviations. So one of my best friends, someone I've been friends with since university, Janice is her name. She lives in Calgary. Her mother passed away a few years ago, and Janice gave a wonderful eulogy at the funeral, but she told a lighter-hearted story that her mom was using LOL in odd situations when they would text, such as, and she told that it was something like a neighbor had gotten sick or gotten injured, and it was like, oh, our old neighbor Larry fell off a ladder and he's in the hospital with two broken legs. LOL.
Oh no.
So finally Janice says, why are you putting LOL at the end of these texts? Well, because doesn't it stand for lots of love?
Oh.
So the mom was signing off sort of like, hey, this happened. Lots of love.
Oh my.
Yeah, what are you going to do? But I know what LOL means. I know what LMAO means.
Do you?
I know what GTFO means. Trust me, I'd like to say that to some of you some days. I know what TTYL means. What else is that? I think that's all there is.
TBD, brah.
Oh, I know what TBD means. I know what bra means.
What is your game of the night?
Oh, Oilers Ducks. You actually wanted me to have one?
Well, sure.
Well, it's obviously Oilers Ducks. Do you want me to pick a secondary game of the night? I have like 25 tabs open on my computer, so I may already have NHL.com open, but I got to reopen it. My secondary game of the night. What will it be today? I'm gonna say, Jets Islanders. Let's see if the Jets, didn't they lose a game recently, which they hardly ever do. I'll go Jets Islanders. They're 42-15-4. Flames are playing the Flyers as well. That game's already underway. It's 5 minutes old. What's your game of the night for Playmore?
I'm just going to be watching the Briar later.
Briar it up.
Yeah, I even like the replays. Just give me some Briar. If I had to watch something live, it'd be the late game in the NBA, which everybody knows I like the late games. Clippers visiting the Suns. Should be a barn burner.
See, now people are going to post in the nasty chat weird abbreviations, maybe to get me to say something nasty or naughty, so I'm not going to.
Sure.
Like Jen, I don't know what that means, and I'm not going to try to guess because it has an F in it, which means you could be trying to get me to do something bad.
I don't know that one
and
either.
I didn't just fall off the apple cart.
Well.
Keep giving us the thumbs up if you are taking us in on YouTube.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
I love you laughing in the background of that. That might be my one of my favorite things.
Reid,
yes.
We got to talk about something in the break. We might have something big here to discuss in the final.
Has there been a trade?
There has not.
Okay. All right, we got Brandon coming up.
The Oilers not waiting around for deadline day as they bring in Trent Frederic and Max Jones from the Boston Bruins. The Oilers move out draft picks and prospects to both the Bruins and the Devils, who ate salary on the remaining year of Frederic's contract. The Oilers are back at home as they welcome the Ducks to Rogers Place. Get set for puck drop with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas right here on EST for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show starting at 6 p.m. 10 other games around the NHL featuring the Flames wrapping up their road trip in Philly when they face off against the Flyers. The Lightning host the Jackets, and the Sharks stay out east as they see Buffalo. Jake Evans isn't going anywhere as he inked a deal with the Canadiens that's going to pay him $11.4 million through 28-29, and Florida has came to terms with Jesper Boqvist on a 2-year extension worth $3 million. Over to the NFL, the Eagles make Saquon Barkley the highest paid running back in the league on a 2-year extension worth $41.2 million, 36 of that being fully guaranteed, and the Jets have released Devontae Adams, who they acquired for a third-rounder in October. This sports update is presented by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc. Reid's Top 3 around the break. I'm Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Craig Button, TSN head scout and hockey analyst.
The bottom line is that Edmonton Oilers have created their own situation. Well, we're limited. We don't have flexibility. That's your excuse? I believe if they don't make some significant move at the deadline prior to Friday, they're really vulnerable for being eliminated from the playoffs early this year.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric, presented by Southport Chevrolet. Weekday mornings 6 to 9, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Love is in the air.
I love you. And you? And you? And you!
Why choose between your beloved items? Sentinel Storage, keeping your treasures safe to be loved again. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
The Canadian Brewhouse wing flavors of the month are going head-to-head. Spicy Dill 2.0 versus Bang Bang Sauce. Head to the Canadian Brewhouse for wing night to cast your vote. Great wings, cold drinks, and an atmosphere you won't forget. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino. Don't miss the internationally recognized tribute, the Alan Jackson Experience, April 18th at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement? Bet on it.
Okay, we have a giveaway that's come up here on the show. Thanks to William Huff, great partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. William Huff has 2 lower bowl tickets available to tonight's game, okay? You will have to answer a trivia question on the text line, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999, and it's related to our mystery athlete of the game. So first right answer gets the tickets. Now, you have to have an email and a Ticketmaster account.
Yes,
Okay?
you have to be able to
The
receive
game's
these.
in an hour and 10 minutes. Okay? So you got to be able to go to the game, and you have to be able to get them through Ticketmaster, right? So Jay's going to watch the inbox here. So make sure you can go and you can receive the tickets.
Yeah, please be able to go.
Right, and this William Huff just said, "Hey, we got these."
Yeah,
So
nobody's using them.
It's
So
not like we were holding on to this. William Huff just said, "Hey, some came up and we can give these away."
So you need the correct answer. You need to have an email that you can access through a Ticketmaster account. So you need to have a Ticketmaster account, and you need to be able to go to the game. 2 lower bowl tickets. What a deal.
What a deal.
Wow.
Oilers and Ducks at 7. The question you have to answer on the EST inbox.
First one to
Resort
get
Casino.
That's how it's going to go.
Our mystery athlete was Larry Bird. At what school did Larry Bird play NCAA basketball? At what school did Larry Bird play NCAA basketball to win 2 lower bowl tickets to tonight's game provided by William Huff?
I'm watching this like
sound
a
good?
hawk.
It's going to come in quick. Where did Larry Bird play NCAA basketball? Pretty straightforward question, I would think.
A lot of Googling going on, I bet.
Well, somebody will know this. It's not as if he played in the 1400s. It's not like I'm asking you for Shakespeare's, junior high school.
We've got a winner.
Who? Well, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You'll handle it. We got a winner. The answer was it is Indiana State.
It is.
Okay, so Jay's going to take care of getting that person those tickets. Where did Larry Bird play NCAA basketball? Indiana State is the correct answer.
I have reached out to the person that won. So check your text. It went fast. Look at that.
What?
Oh, it's just impressive.
It's just fun giving stuff away. Thanks to William Huff.
And breaking news, the Ardrossan grade 7, 8, 9 girls team have beaten Clover Bar by a score of 40-30. My daughter came up clutch in the last 2 minutes. I think she had 2 threes in the last minute.
She must be really good.
She's fantastic.
Like to shoot, there wouldn't be a lot of 3-point attempts in junior high girls basketball.
There's
was there?
not, and she sure missed a lot earlier.
Oh, does she take a lot?
No. Well, not really, no.
Is she a free shooter?
But she's only in grade 7. She's playing on the grade 9 team.
Oh, wow. She's good.
But they just beat Sherwood Heights. They're on to the semifinals, baby.
The league? Provincials?
League.
Okay.
Breaking news.
Huge news.
Huge. Thank you,
Were
everybody.
you watching the game the entire show?
No, I
Might
couldn't.
explain why you're so checked out, Jay.
No, I can't. I can't. Or I would be 100% checked out. I can't. I've tried it before. We've talked about it because often the games are at 4 and I can't be there and here at the same time. But they do have streaming services. So
Jen was asking me if I knew what AFK stands for. Apparently it stands for away from keyboard. So is that if you're messaging with somebody and then you're not going to reply for a few minutes, you put AFK away from keyboard, but you're implying you're coming back. As opposed to TTYL, talk to you later, would be more of a sign-off. Am I hip to the terminology, Brendan? Brendan's like, I don't even know who this guy is.
I don't know how hip I am with the terminology, but it sounds reasonable to me.
Okay.
This top 3 is going to be fun.
I agree. You're just trying to move the show along, eh?
No, I'm just really excited about it.
Am I meandering too much?
Well, this is kind of odd, though.
What?
Well, you know what? Okay. I'm just going to say it. This is the second top 3 we've done ranking dead people's movies
Really?
this week.
What was the other one?
Gene Hackman.
Well, that was last week.
Was it?
Yes. Wasn't it Friday that he died? Or they found him? He was passed away for a while. Top 3 John Candy movies. He passed away on this day in 1994. Hernan, we're stealing one of your ideas. Food Sausage providing the top 3. The best sausages you will ever eat. Locally made and packed full of flavor. Order online or visit them in store. 6736 99th Street. Take advantage of their EST discount. 10% off your order by entering the online code EST or mention EST in store. As Food Sausage says, you can't beat our meat. Top 3 John Candy movies. It's automatic for me. The first one, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. An absolute classic. Still funny to this day. Him and Steve Martin.
I mean, it's got to be on the list. Well, okay. Is that like your number one? Number one?
Yes, not only, that would be a number. I usually don't say the order. That would be my number 1.
My number 1 would be The Great Outdoors.
Really?
Yeah. And just because the time of my life that I watched it, I mean, I was still young. This was probably, I know it came out in 1988. I would have been 7. I didn't watch it then, but I watched it maybe when I was 10, 11, 12, and I just thought it was hilarious. The scene at the end where he shoots the bear in the butt and his buttocks are exposed. Just, I can, that just is stuck with me. So
his buttocks.
The great outdoors for certain.
Where's your hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows. Planes, Trains, Automobiles. Still that's one of the greatest scenes of all time. For my other one, my second one on the list, top 3 Tom Candy movies presented by Food Sausage. Did I say Tom Candy? John Candy passed away this day in 1994. Left us far too soon. The other movie he put out in 1987, Spaceballs. Remember he played Barf? That was the name of the character, Barf.
Yep.
He was the Chewbacca rip-off type of character. He was only 43 when he passed away.
Was Martin Short? No, not Martin Short. Who was the guy, Honey, I Shrunk the Kid? Steve Moranis was in
Rick
that,
Moranis
right?
was
Rick Moranis.
Dark Helmet.
Yeah.
Your Schwartz is as big as mine.
Yes.
Who was the male lead? I can see him. I don't remember things like I used to. It's quite sad. Bill Pullman. And didn't Mel Brooks play the Yoda character, Yogurt?
I don't know.
And they went.
I don't know anything about.
They were going to go to Ludacris. What?
No, I've never seen.
Well, I guess if you haven't watched Star Wars and Star Trek, you wouldn't understand
Star
a
Wars
spoof of them
to the extent that most anybody would have. I haven't gotten into I'm talking.
You
the
can't
original.
play sabacc. You don't know the rules for sabacc.
Seems like you're speaking a different language.
Could you identify the difference between a TIE fighter and a TIE interceptor? What about a TIE bomber?
100% not. No. My number 2, and this is another just close to me, personal to me, is Cool Runnings.
Okay, confession. I've never seen Cool Runnings.
Really?
Well, not that I remember. I don't think I have.
Feel the rhythm.
Maybe I was partaking in some Jamaican product at the time. I can't remember seeing it.
He was Coach Irv Blitzer.
I don't think I've seen it. It's kind of embarrassing.
And he was, I believe he was he was thrown off the U.S. team, Coach Irv Blitzer. So he went and found the Jamaican bobsled team and took them to the Olympics. And I also liked that it was somewhat set in Calgary. They did a scene, the bar scene in Cool Runnings was from Ranchman's in
really?
Calgary. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I ever wound up watching Cool Runnings.
Huh.
Shame. Perhaps I can still watch it. It's never too late. I'm not sure what to give my third one. I mean, John Candy was very funny, but let's be honest, not all his movies were great, even if he was funny in them. There are some movies in which he had a very small role, so I'm not sure if I want to consider those necessarily John Candy movies. Like, he was in Little Shop of Horrors, so that'd be a very good movie. I guess I got to go with Splash, which actually starred...
Oh, is that a mermaid?
Daryl Hannah.
Yeah.
Here's a quiz for you. Well, you didn't watch the Oscars, right?
No, I did not.
Daryl Hannah presented an award. Do you know who she is married to? I might have brought this up to you off air in the past.
No.
We've worked together a long time now.
Yeah,
She's got all this history, weird stuff we bring up in the bullpen. Daryl Hannah is married to Neil Young.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
I'll say Splash. So that would be a good John Candy trilogy to watch. I would say start with Splash because he's a supporting character, and then go Spaceballs, then go Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Pretty good list.
Beauty. For the person that won, the tickets have been sent. I've got confirmation of that. Please let me know you've received them. I'm going to go with the polka king of the Midwest, the polka. I'm going with Gus Polinski from Home Alone. His character in the back of a Koob van driving. What was his mother's name?
Oh, right. But was he only in one scene in Home Alone, or was he in multiple scenes?
Well, he was part of a major story arc that got the mother home to Kevin.
Oh, okay.
Because the planes were all down, and he had a rental van. He's like, "You never heard of me? Polka Polka." He named all these songs that were just hilarious. I just love that part. And Gus Polinski. I mean, what's more polka than the name Gus Polinski?
His final film, which was released after his death, Canadian Bacon, that was a pretty good movie. And don't forget, he was in the Oliver Stone film, JFK. Was that not Costner in that one? That'd be up there for me as well. John Candy passed away on this day in 1994 at the age of 43. Canadian legend.
Former owner of the Toronto Argonauts.
That's right. Him and McNall and Gretzky.
They won a Grey Cup with them.
91, right?
Rocket Ismail.
Was it a snowball or was it a can of like a drink or something?
I don't know. My memory something was thrown at Rocket
as he's running
Ismail
a kickback for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Very cold day in Winnipeg. Barry the Cheater says Kieran Culkin won an Oscar. Yes. Macaulay's brother, right? Was Kieran Culkin in one of the Home Alones,
Yes,
though?
he was the little brother that peed the bed. The bunk bed. Fuller.
Was he in all of them, Hernan? Okay, so Kieran Culkin played his real life brother's younger brother in Home Alone.
Essentially.
What was the movie he won for? What did he win the Oscar for?
No clue.
Where is it here? What was he in? Was he in The Brutalist? Oh, he was in A Real Pain.
Modular Mike says you missed his best movie, Uncle Buck. I think,
but he's only in one scene, right?
Uncle Buck? No, he's the story.
Oh no, I'm getting that and Home Alone confused.
Uncle Buck,
it's all a blur to me. Well, he was Uncle Buck.
He was Uncle Buck. I don't have enough memories of that. It doesn't resonate
here. Like
with
it's
me.
stuff we got to remember too. Like Spaceballs, I'm going to remember.
Yeah, Gus Polinski. How could I forget?
Well, you can't. All right, let's see if we can get to 200 thumbs. We need 21 more thumbs. We have a pretty good audience in YouTube, so everybody
What
rally.
should we do as a bonus? As a celebration?
I don't know. Call Paul Stanley.
How about Brent? How about Brendan comes up with a word of the day and he asks you and I?
That is
We're
a lot
team.
of pressure on a practicum student.
He just has to. You can do it.
Okay.
You can ask Hernan. You can ask a friend.
If we get to 200 thumbs, there'll be a third word of the day provided by our practicum student. More free labor heaped upon him.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you gotta earn your keep, bro.
All right, here comes Brendan.
The Oilers not waiting around for deadline day as they bring in Trent Frederic and Max Jones from the Boston Bruins. The Oilers move out draft picks and prospects to both the Bruins and the Devils, who ate salary for the remaining year on Frederic's contract. The Oilers are back at home as they welcome the Ducks to Rogers Place. Get set for puck drop with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas right here on EST for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show starting at 6 p.m. 10 other games around the NHL featuring the Flames wrapping up their road trip in Philly. When they face off against the Flyers, the Devils head south to take on the Stars, and Seattle welcomes Minnesota to the Pacific Northwest. Jake Evans doesn't seem to be going anywhere as he inked a deal with the Canadiens that pays him $11.4 million through 2028-2029. And Florida have come to terms with Jesper Boquist on a 2-year extension worth $3 million. In the association, there are 9 games, including the Raptors down in Orlando to tip off against the Magic. The Rockets hit the road to take on the Pacers, and Atlanta welcomes Milwaukee to town. Reid and Jay to finish off the show after the break. I'm Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Hernan Salas. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Food Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at foodsausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Food Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Boy, this one I feel like I'm going through like a bead curtain somewhere.
Yeah, what's this called? I love the names.
It just says Delilah. My brother actually proposed a little theater. I don't even know what we call it. Proposition. I don't know. Over the weekend, and he said, "Let's take the bathroom door off the bathroom and put beads on there so we can have, community." And it's funny now that you say beads. Thank you.
Tell your brother he's not welcome at Edmonton Sports Talk. All right. Dive deeper into Brendan's family tree as the week goes on here on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne. Of course, you can text us 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant. All-you-can-eat prime rib buffet for just $49.99 every Sunday from 4 to 10 p.m. What? We had a winner in the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game on the inbox. We also gave away some Oilers tickets, which is pretty cool. We want to rally here to get to 200 thumbs in the final 12 minutes of the show. We're at 183. So if you're watching on YouTube, get in there.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
And tell two friends to check out the show. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel, Edmonton Sports Talk. Do the same thing to Edmonton Sports Talk on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. You can also get the audio stream and all the links through EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Portions of this hour presented by the Canadian Brewhouse. How about this? Sharpen your skills before the courses open at the Canadian Ice House. Our TrackMan golf simulators are open. Real golf action in downtown Edmonton. Visit us in-store or at thecanadianicehouse.com for more information. Oilers and Ducks coming up at 7 o'clock at Rogers Place. We have the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 6 with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. The Oilers trying to win their second in a row after ending their 5-game losing streak on Saturday. McDavid between Nuge and Hyman. Draisaitl centering Arvidsson and Savoy. This is the expected lineup. There wasn't a full morning skate. Henrique with Janmark and Brown. Kapanen with Podkolzin and Perry. Ek and Bush. Nurse with Klingberg. Kulak with Emberson. Calvin Pickard, the expected starter tonight. Well, Knoblauch said he's going to play 3-3 against the Ducks in his career. 2.86 goals against average. 904 save percentage. Dostal in goal for Anaheim. Their top line, Strome with Vetrano and Terry. And on defense, they have Lacombe with Gudas and Zellweger with Trouba is their top four. Anything else you want to know about the game tonight?
Yeah, who's going to win?
Oilers.
Take alert.
Well,
final score, Reid, care?
4-2.
Okay.
I'll pick a common score. I won't go out on a limb like I did for the Carolina
empty netter
game.
or a true 4-2?
True 4-2.
Okay.
2 goals for Draisaitl.
Wow.
2 goals for Draisaitl. I will say Henrique scores again.
Okay.
And I'll go with an Arvidsson goal tonight.
Oh, you dirty dog.
I'm just being cheeky. It's like I could do the whole thing without trying to annoy people to some extent. Steven says, Ducks doing the entire city a favor and not starting Gibson. Dostal's the one that had that incredible performance here against the Oilers a few years ago where he made like 49 saves or something like that. Yeah, I don't think Gibson's going to be acquired by Edmonton.
Expect them to get out hit tonight.
Well, probably just by Gudas. Who has more hits, the Oilers as a team or Gudas?
It's close.
This could be close.
Well, the Oilers have 811 total team hits.
And Gudas has 100.
Gudas has 206.
206.
He's got over a quarter. That's a fun fact.
That's pretty amazing. All right, 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. So Oilers Ducks tonight, and then they play the Canadians on Thursday, and then Dallas is here on Saturday. That is the Oilers. Are you going to that Dallas game?
Yeah,
I will be missing an Oilers home game.
The one game I'm going to, and you're not going to be there. That's too bad.
Well, you went earlier this season.
Oh yeah,
but you're not going to the press in the press box on Saturday.
Yeah, I am.
Are you really?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Gave you a little heart attack.
Well,
there.
I don't care if you should.
I know,
you should
but
go to a game in the press box.
You would.
What was the game you went to as a fan and we waved at each other? Was it Boston?
Boston,
because you wanted to see Marchand up close.
Yeah,
scouting him for the Four Nations face-off.
Well, my cousin's husband's a big Boston fan, so we always go to that game.
Right. I am going to a former colleague's wedding on Saturday. So the last time I didn't attend an Oilers home game was I want to say 22-23. Because when did I think Tippett? No, when was it? No, it must have been 21-22. It was shortly before Tippett got fired. They played Nashville and they won, I think, in a shootout. But I had COVID, so I still worked. I still hosted the broadcast, but I did it from home. So the last time I neither attended nor worked an Oilers game, home game, was February 1st, 2015, when I was very sick. 2016, when I've told the story. I was extremely sick, had a really bad stomach flu, and was actually getting IV treatment during that game. McDavid came back from injury and scored that great goal against Columbus. That is the last Oilers home game I neither attended nor worked. I still consider that I go and work this year because I will go do post-game after the fact and stuff. It's going to be weird. But I'll be occupied. I'll be at a wedding. It's not just I'm going to stay home and smoke a cigar or something.
Is there any feelings of resentment towards this date?
No.
None.
No. None at all. I'm honored to be invited to this person's wedding.
That's good. Should be fun. You going to blow your hair back?
No.
Is that what they say?
Is that what they say now?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, for tonight's game, Reid, you'd like to see them continued. I mean, this is a game that this team should win. Right?
Quaddy says, I wanted to name one of my dogs Radko Gudas because I just like saying it. The missus wouldn't let me. That would be a good... Radko would be a good name for a dog.
Radko would be awesome.
Radko Gudas, a little long.
Big Hugh says, oh, snap. Reid getting turned up for nups on Saturday.
If you say so, Big Uke. That's...
What are you going to wear?
I'm wearing this suit. This is a new suit. It's the first time I've worn it.
Oh, wow. You look lovely.
Well, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
I'll wear it to the wedding. It's in Jasper. I got to drive.
What do you think the food's going to be like?
I think the food is going to be excellent. It's a very well-organized wedding, and we already got to order our food online.
Really? What'd you
order?
order?
There was a choice. I don't remember. I think I got some sort of chicken.
Chicken piccata?
No. I don't remember. But yeah, there was a little drop-down menu, and there were like 3 choices. But I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then in the comments area, like any dietary concerns, so I put, I have a nut allergy, I can't have any nuts. And then later that night, the bride, who I actually have not met, I know the groom, I've yet to meet the bride, she texts me and says, Don't worry, Reid. I have a nut allergy too. It's going to be all safe for all
that's
of us.
got to make you
that was pretty cool.
feel better.
Right.
Open bar?
Don't know.
TBD, bro.
TBD, bro. I will find out. All right. We are 10 thumbs. Great total for thumbs. Somebody was asked, what is the record? 212?
I think 223.
Or did we get up to 223 that one show last week? So still a pretty good total, but let's see if we can get to 200, and then Brendan Eric has to give us a word of the day. But Jay has the word of the day for me.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
So it is a double word of the day, though, from you to me. So if you're new to the show, Jay gives me a word. I have to spell it and get the definition.
I don't like your chances on the first one.
Oh, great.
The first word of the day, schadenfreude. Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude.
SCHAUDENFREDE.
Very close. SCHADEN.
Well, there's no U.
Well, you misplaced where the U goes. SCHADENFREUDE.
And this is from the German, meaning to take happiness from the misfortune of others. Like Oilers fans would get schadenfreude when the Flames lose 8-1. I know this word. That's an easy one.
Wow.
Quaddy knew it in the nasty chat as well. Taking delight in others' misery. Yeah.
Wow. Good for you.
It's like
yes.
happiness from the misery of others, basically.
Oh. Okay. Maybe there's hope for you yet.
You didn't think I would know that? That's a common word, relatively.
Okay.
Well, not common, but it's one that gets used
there
or
you
you'll
go.
read. Well, I don't know. I guess I know random things.
The second word of the day, Fenny. Fenny.
5 more thumbs and Brendan has to give us a word. Come on, everybody, rally. What is this? Fenny?
Fenny.
Fenny?
Fenny.
Fennie. I can hear he's playing a
He's
word
reading
to
the
himself.
pronunciation
He's
to himself.
playing a word to himself. How do you spell it?
FENNY.
I don't know what this means. Somebody put a. Can I just? I don't know it.
I'll tell you that the definition is a one-word answer, and it's something that would sound better in a Boston accent. I'll use it in a sentence.
It's a harbor. It's a
Her footsteps left dark imprints in the fenny soil, each one filling with water. It's on the edge of a harbor.
Sandy?
Marshy. It's marshy.
Marshy. All right. Fenny means marshy. Marco's predicting Savoy or Emberson first goal tonight. That'd be pretty cool if Savoy scored tonight. I feel bad now I didn't predict a Savoy goal. By the way, Emberson has a goal with the San Jose Sharks. He has an NHL goal. He does not have an Oilers goal.
What do you say? We're just going to give this one?
Well, are we close enough? What are we at? 196 thumbs. We usually get a few after the show.
Did you like it, Brendan? Twice. Okay.
Well, don't tell people that. How do you like a show twice?
Yeah, well, let me know. Okay, so if you and I both liked it twice, which apparently is the new norm.
I didn't like it twice.
You barely liked it once.
Yeah.
We'd be at 198. I think that would be close enough.
Okay, give us your word of the day, and we'll try to figure it out, Brendan Eric.
A bibliophobia.
I don't have a pen.
Bibliophobia or abibliophobia? A bibliophobia?
Yep. I think that's what Google said.
Okay, so it's a fear of something, right? Now, biblio would mean like the fear of a book or a fear of a library or something like that, but it's abiblia.
A bibliophobia.
So phobia we know how to spell.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's also what I have. Common
ahead.
spelling. ABIBLIAPHOBIA.
Flip your second A for an O, and you got it.
Oh, a bibliophobia. Does it have something to do with books?
It does.
Is it okay? Often means the absence of. Could it be a fear of not having books? Could it be a fear of not being able to read? Fear of having nothing to read. Okay, we'll say it's the fear of having nothing to read.
Bang on.
Yes!
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 Come on! Hey, you and I together are 1 for 2.
Yeah.
That says a lot.
And really, we came quite close to spelling it. We should have known that biblio instead of biblia.
I like how I went to the fear of the Bible.
Do you need your Bible bound?
I do.
Jason Milne of the Reid Wilkins Show, Edmonton Sports Talk, 3 to 6 p.m. daily.
Oilers and Ducks at 7. We're going to get out of the way. Hernan and Tom taking over the stream, the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Thank you so much for listening and participating in the program.